Hey everybody, welcome to the
Yeah.
welcome to me not being able to get the words out of my mouth. Hey everybody, welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode number 274 for June the 13th, 2025. My name is Fraser. I'm joined on my left by Neil,
Hello.
and on my right by Dave.
Oh, that sounded weird.
All right.
What happened there?
Yeah,
I know. I put a bit of gravel in my voice.
Right.
you
It just
cut out a
sounded
little
like
bit there.
AI noise suppression just kicked in. It
Oh, did
didn't
it?
come
Oh,
through at
right.
all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do have crisp. So
Yeah.
maybe crisp didn't like my hello. Hello. How is everyone?
Chris, all right. Yeah, you.
Hot. Hot
Yeah,
and
it's a bit
sweaty.
sweaty. It's a
Yeah,
bit
isn't it
muggy
supposed
over
to be
in.
one of the hottest days of the year with you guys today or
Oh, I
something?
don't know about that. It's been warm.
27.
ish.
27.
27.
Yeah.
Oof.
Sweaty toasty, but it's a bit humid, obviously. Expecting some
Yeah.
thunderstorms potentially.
It's trying to rain at the moment.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had a little spray.
Yeah, we had some spots. So
Are
yeah.
you complaining about it or are you
Nope.
enjoying it?
Not
I've just got Betty
I've been in
Swallocks.
I've been in a nice cool environment all day, so I've avoided the heat.
I've had to turn my fan off so that you don't get continual fan noise for the audio. So
CRISPR cuts you out, but it won't cut the fan out.
Have you
No,
not
no,
got
yeah.
Have you not tried the AMD noise suppression technology?
I don't have AMD. I'm not.
You've got
bothered.
a fucking AMD graphics card, you knobhead.
Oh, I don't have all that shit installed.
What,
Just I
Adrenaline?
don't
How would you get graphics drivers then?
know. I don't know. I'd pray.
He hasn't updated his driver since he
He
put it
doesn't
in.
even have graphics drivers.
Drivers are for wusses.
Yeah. You run 1.0, you run nothing.
Yeah,
Real men drive their own graphics cards.
Yeah,
Neil. Didn't you
apparently.
know that?
He writes his own driver. Proprietary drivers for Dave.
I don't know. I have like this AMD thing. I don't know.
Adrenaline. There was a noise
I-
suppression thing in there that might. I don't do it now because it'll probably go horribly wrong. But
I
you should check it out. Might be good.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, like I occasionally press manage updates or update now, but that's about it. I never mess about with
I've got
the
AMD Adrenaline on my system, and I've got an NVIDIA graphics card because my Ryzen processor has also got a shit graphics card built in.
Oh, right.
Anyway,
They got two graphics updates to worry about.
yeah. Well, it's all right. AMD don't do that many.
How's it there
NVIDIA's
today,
don't
Fred?
bother with because they're all fucking shit anyway.
Yeah, it's
Anyway.
all right here, mate. Yeah, it's nice and sunny. It's actually it's a beautiful day here today. It's not too humid. It's very nice. Perfect temperature.
Not snowing.
Actually, it's quite perfect. Yeah, no snow.
Nice.
Yeah, everything's blooming over here. Finally, it's feeling like summer, so that's nice.
It's all right. You haven't had to wait too long till June.
Oh God, it's well overdue. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. When I first moved over here, people were like, "Oh yeah, a lot of people disappear down to Florida for 6 months and don't stay here in Canada, right? A lot of retirees or whatever." I was like, "I can't believe that. Why don't they stay here? Blah blah blah. They shouldn't leave the country. Just winter's great. Blah blah blah." I've done a 180. Fuck winter.
9 months
Fuck
of
it
winter's
in
not great.
Fuck it in the ass. Oh, it's just brutal. I think the problem this year is I just got too stir crazy with working from home in a long winter. It's just too much. It's too
You want
much.
to get yourself
but
a
we're out
proper
of it
job.
now.
You have to
Yeah.
get out of the house. Go do
Yeah, I
some
should
gardening.
do.
Come
I
a
got out of the
gardener.
house today. I just don't get out enough.
I think you should buy a snowplow. Buy a big off like F25 250 truck with a plow on the front, or, that you can mount a plow.
Well, and go do some ploughing on the side.
Yeah,
Sure.
Well, sounds like you've got enough work for
I
most
did
of the
look
year.
at my. I saw somebody advertising a snowblower on Facebook Marketplace this week for like $100. Needs work. I'm like, well, there's a project that I could get behind, right?
What is it? Just an engine like with a
It's like a heater.
fan?
It's big, a fucking
right.
giant hairdryer.
No, it's more like it's like an engine tied to like a scoop on the front with blades or whatever that you just power into the snow, right? It just chomps it up and blows it out the top.
Okay, right, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I've prepared a giant hairdryer method.
But going through, but you can get the sort of the ones that just sort of shitty cheap ones, but a proper blower like that would
Like
be cool to have.
$100.
Well, yeah, like anyway, I looked at it and I was like $100 and a project for something that's going to take up space in my garage. I'm going to use it once, and my neighbor's got one anyway. No, I'm not going to. No, I don't think I'll. I think I'll pass on that one. So
It's not a turntable or speakers, so no.
no, it's not.
So
No,
no for me, dog.
laser.
no. Right, let's get on with the show then, shall we? Neil, you said there was no football.
I said there's no FPL.
Yeah, you did say there was no FPL. You didn't say there was no football. Right, quite right to correct me. I guess there isn't much football, but there has been a couple of things.
It's been shit
Chelsea.
England football.
What did
Yeah,
we get?
we don't talk about the England football.
Yeah, any movements, moving and shaking that we need to know about?
Well, there's quite a few. I
Cunha's
don't know if
gone
there
to
was a
Man
deadline.
United.
There was my sons keep telling me there was a deadline the other day, and things still seem to be happening because I think Liverpool have finally signed Florian Wirtz today. For like
Why would there be a
100.
deadline right now?
I don't know, because there's this
Seems
weird
a bit-
Club World Cup thing. So it's like that starts this weekend.
Yeah, but I don't think that would put a dead.
Oh, I
that would
don't
be a
fuck-
dead.
There
You've-
was some talk
yeah.
about being the deadline,
Really?
but I don't really.
Okay.
I didn't
No.
really look into it because I do not give a fuck. But yeah, there's been quite a few moves. Quite busy after the season, I think. Chelsea let a load of players go, didn't they?
Not
probably trying to
sure
sell
who
a
we
few.
Let go. I think we let we didn't want Sancho, so he's.
He
gone,
was
I think,
he was
right?
only on loan. He went back to Man United.
He was.
So
Yeah. So he'll be there with Cunha,
well, I don't suppose he will be, but
or maybe
you
not.
never know. Yeah, lots of
we-
transfers happening.
Yeah,
big
Chelsea
money
got
going.
Delap. Don't know whether we mentioned that last week.
Man City have signed Ait Nouri, Reindeers. I think that's just
yeah.
one Reindeers, not multiple.
Yeah, not multiple reindeers.
Someone else they've signed as well. Spent a load of money.
Maybe we
Don't know
should
where
have
to
done
get
some
it
notes.
Fuck.
Oh well.
Who cares? No one cares.
Yeah, Club World Cup coming up.
Sunday
Does that
night.
start when?
Sunday
this
night.
weekend.
You get to watch all the games. Right? There's some games on at 1 o'clock in the morning at our time.
Hmm.
Fuck that. It's into Miami as well, so it'll probably be shit.
You've been up at that time recently, Neil, playing your
maybe,
games, so you'll have it on in the background and I'm playing your games.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, Neil.
Just Wondering's in the chat. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. He said the deadline was the transfer window. It was open for 1 week, then closes, and then reopens again in another week or so. Something to do with the Club World Cup game. Okay.
Why would they
So I was correct. I don't know.
close a window and
I
then?
think they
reopen
probably
it
had
again?
to have a deadline of people to sign for the Club World Cup, but I don't know if that why that should affect any other club that's not involved in that.
Yeah, for weird. Oh well, whatever.
So anyway, who knows?
All right.
But there we go.
Interested in the Club World Cup?
I don't know. Sounds like. I was listening to a podcast the other day. Auckland City are in the Club World Cup of New Zealand, right? Do you know
We
where
listen
their
to
FIFA club
Football
ranking
Daily.
is? Oh.
Yeah.
In the world, they are ranked.
Hang on. Let me guess.
Well, this is good.
So this is
They've
This
got to
is-
be, I reckon, 250.
this is club
250.
Yeah.
a club classification of all the clubs in the world.
All the clubs in the world. And how good they are.
Say,
Part of me thinks that's high, but
I will say.
I don't know though.
This is the best of the best.
900. 900.
Okay, you were sort of closer. You were closer with 900. If you add a 4,000 on the end of that as well, that's about where they are in the world.
4,000. What? Sorry, we're
Yeah,
4,900.
4,900th ranked in the world, and they're in the Club World
Oh.
Cup because they won the fucking Oceania Champions League thing.
They
or
didn't even
whatever.
win their league though, did they?
And they're
apparently?
part timers. They fucking don't even play full time football.
Yeah, isn't their manager like? a
They've got
doctor or
Bayern
something,
Munich.
right?
They might as well put like Andorra in the.
Well, you know, they might. They'll probably do better, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was listening to the podcast, Football Daily podcast yesterday, I think, or one of them, and I mean, they were making a very interesting point. It's like even just Auckland turning up are going to get like 2 or 3 million,
Ridiculous.
right?
Well, the
Which-
total prize pool is something like 1 billion.
Right. So you're Auckland and you play in a semi-pro shitty league or whatever like that. You come back with 2 million in your pocket. I mean,
It's insane. Absolutely insane.
It's just, what
I
does
don't know
that
how
do?
they
What does that
decided.
do? What
Like,
does that
why
do?
the fuck are Chelsea in it anyway? What have they won?
Yeah, we are in it, aren't we? I thought
Why
we were
have
in
they
it.
won anything?
It didn't get mentioned in when I was like, I think we're in that. I don't know. Why are we in that?
I have no idea. And apparently there was a rule said, like, obviously Liverpool really should be in it. But
we're probably in it because we won that European Cup, right?
what European Cup did you win?
The Euro
this year.
fucking shitty cup that we just
It doesn't
won.
count. This year's stuff doesn't count. It's from previous years. The last 2 seasons, I think it's based on. I'm like, I don't remember Chelsea doing anything in the last 2 years, other than being a complete laughing stock.
Fuck you.
You know it's true.
Yes.
You've even been laughing.
Probably.
Anyway. So I don't know how the fuck Chelsea got in. But apparently you're only allowed 2 from a country. And I'm like, that's weird, because there's like 4 Brazilian teams in it and fucking 3 from the US. I'm like, how the fuck are the US getting more than England? They suck. So, yeah, I guess they're probably going to win it now, aren't they? I don't even know. Inter Miami are allowed in. And they haven't fucking... They got in some weird route. They didn't even win the MLS. They won some weird bit of the MLS before the actual trophies decided or something. I can't remember what it's called. Like the supporters something or other bullshit league.
Oh, no.
So
right,
I wonder why they let Inter Miami in. I don't understand. Maybe because they've got fucking Lionel Messi playing for them. I don't know. Anyway. Some LA team are in it, I think. What's his name? French guy with a big nose. Quite good at scoring goals for France. Olivier Giroud. Didn't really narrow it down, French guy with a big nose, I suppose, did it?
I was going to say that that actor that's in a bit of a hot sauce at the moment.
But-
yeah, he's had an early hot bath.
So, it's Olivier Giroud's LA manager or something. I don't know. It's a bit... I think it's probably something to do with money, I guess. I don't know. But, $1 billion total prize fund is insane. And apparently you can still buy tickets because no one's going.
Well, that was the other thing. They were saying, like, apparently if you go to the stadiums, they're going to have people checking your papers, right? ICE.
You might
They
fucking get
reckon
deported.
ICE is going to be there checking your papers.
It's not
quite
particularly
rightly so,
welcoming atmosphere, is it?
Quite
for a
rightly
football
so.
tournament?
Think about the optics of this. They're checking papers for people at a football match, and you could potentially get nabbed if anything's not in order. I mean, it's what the fuck is going on down there?
I think we shouldn't talk about it too much because honestly, everything I see down there, it's like, what is going on over there?
I
don't want to know what's going on.
I called this 6 months ago. There's going to be a civil war.
It can't be a civil war. I can see.
I don't know.
Maybe California goes, fuck off, we're not going to be part of the USA anymore. I don't know.
I don't know. It's very strange, isn't it?
There's a lot of weird shit going on, but yeah, we're not experts in this field or any other. So
no, we are being fed the news that they decide to feed us. So but yeah, it's not great.
No, it's not great.
I do not I've never really fancied it, to be honest, but I'm definitely not on my list of places to go in the next sort of 100 years.
And then I saw the tour operators are like, oh, for some reason nobody wants to go to America this year, and we've like all these flights because the airlines have got to put flights on like a year in advance, and like, oh, the planes are empty. Yeah, because
can't imagine why.
No,
slightly hostile atmosphere over there. I don't know.
Fucking bonkers
towards foreigners. Anyway.
All right, well, let's move on.
People that live there, you know.
Yeah,
let's move on. Let's move on. There are plenty of other places.
Let's less political.
There's plenty of places to discuss this. Not here. Yeah. Okay. So the Club World Cup starts on Sunday.
Yeah.
I guess that we've got. I don't even know how I'm supposed to watch that. I think
you can watch any fucking game in the. It's free to air on DAZN. I heard.
Oh, that could be good. All right, good.
I don't know if that's a worldwide deal.
How many games a day is it?
There's 32 fucking teams in it. It's like a full World Cup.
Oh wow, okay.
And so including all of the shit teams that are like, so they were joking. It's like Bayern Munich don't fucking go easy on anyone. They could literally win about 68-0 or something stupid against this Auckland team. And that's just going to make it like an actual piss take. So there we go. But yeah, starts
Yeah,
Sunday night, I believe. And we've got, I think
I-
it's 5 p.m., 8 p.m., 1 a.m. or something. Well, that can't be right. That can't be
So
right. 8
some of
p.m.,
these
8
bigger
p.m., 11
clubs
p.m.,
must
1 p.m. Something.
must just put their like under 19s out for
Thing is,
some of the
they're all
week.
fucked, all of our lot, anyway. That's why we did shit
Yeah.
in the England international game the other day, because they just don't give a fuck anymore. They're like, what a fucking holiday, mate. Been playing for 9
Mm.
months.
Yeah, I've always been one of those guys who've been like, people saying about, the footballers getting tired and all that stuff. I mean, like, oh, boo-hoo, fucking footballers getting tired playing the sport that they're supposed to play. But even me, I'm sort of like, yeah, I can imagine that these guys do need a little bit of a break, right? And trying to shoehorn in yet another club competition
Can you imagine
on
how
top
fit
of
you
on
have to
top
be
of friendlies and
nowadays to be at the top level? Like, it's insane. Like the
Yeah.
regime, like fitness regimes, it's like you can't be smoking. Well, some people apparently, if in the Saudi league, probably they probably get away with that. Like the shit hot players that have gone over there, like fuck it, I'm start smoking again. It's fine, doesn't matter anymore. But yeah, like the old Luca Vialli used to fucking have a couple of cigarettes at half time or whatever. You ain't fucking doing that nowadays, are you?
no.
You have to put a little bit of nicotine pouch under your tongue instead.
I know a lot of them hearing sort of like later career footballers just saying, just basically there isn't a day that goes by they're not in agony in some part of their body, right? Just
Unless you're
broken.
Ronaldo, apparently.
Well, yeah, he's a robot.
He is a machine. Like he scored again, didn't he? He scored again for Portugal in the final.
Yeah,
The
he shouldn't
Nations
be in
League
there, whatever, and then he scores the winner.
He's fucking 40. Unreal, isn't it?
God bless him. Okay. Anything else we want to talk about?
I've got
on football?
another little football related moment I heard the other day. Another little tidbit for you. You've heard of Lamine Yamal, yeah? Mm-hmm. European football's hottest property, probably. The next Lionel Messi.
Until he isn't.
Not to put too much pressure on him, but his dad is younger than Ronaldo.
Yeah, I heard that.
He's 3 years older than Ronaldo's son, or something.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, that did make me chuckle. I was like, that's insane.
Bless. All right, let's move on to some listener stuff. Master Blackthorn is going to test out Neil's Welsh here. Go on then,
My
Neil.
Welsh, I told you. I've given you one.
No, you said something about Welsh, speaking it and practicing it, and that
I didn't say. I literally said it out loud once to you.
I'm sure you said, "Fuck the Welsh, I can do this."
I didn't say fuck the Welsh. The only reason I've got my granddad was Welsh. Both my grandparents were Welsh. Well,
my middle name's Meredith, and that's from the Welsh.
Yeah, Meredith. So how you say it?
Meredith.
Yeah. Okay. My granddad was known as Tom, but that wasn't his name because he had a Welsh name and it was like Melford or something. No, it wasn't Daffyd. That's easy, isn't it? Anyway, I think he'd believe it is Noswaith Dda.
Nice. I mean, you can carry that. I'm convinced.
It's not got the accent. I ain't got the accent.
I think you threw a little bit of an accent in there.
Can't really do it. Well, I mean, they're just speaking in a weird language. It's going to come out a bit funny.
Read the whole email in a Welsh accent.
I can't do Welsh accent.
No, not with that attitude.
I'm not doing a Welsh accent because, like that Ronnie Corbett one, you start sounding like an Indian person all of a sudden. Okay.
Do you want to read the email then? Normally.
No. Why? You're the only one who does the emails.
Master. Okay, I'll try the Welsh bit too. Noswaith Dda.
I don't think that's what I said. You don't have to have phlegm in your throat every single word.
All right, Master Blackthorn says. There was a massive spam of trailers recently released with the Sony, Microsoft, and Summer Jeffs shows. There were so many I couldn't be arsed to watch them all. So are there any games that you're looking forward to, didn't know about on the way? I am rather liking the look of Death Stranding 2, even though I haven't got anywhere near finishing the first one.
Who is? Who is?
Huilfa, chaps.
Huilfa.
Have a great show. Huilfa.
I don't like that. I'm not saying that.
It's lovely.
It says, I think that's goodbye. And the first one was good evening.
Show.
I think something like that.
Needs work.
Yachida.
A for effort.
Yachida.
Yeah, I saw that there were those shows. I did watch a bit of the Microsoft show. I didn't watch any of the other ones.
You not watch Resident Evil 9?
No, I didn't get around to that. I should have done. Not that I'll get round to it. I will take a look at it. But even the Microsoft one was like 2 hours. Holy shit!
I didn't watch any of it, honestly.
I
I
watched a
saw
bit of
the
the.
end with the Jeff Fest.
I didn't even know what that is.
That was the one that
Keighley
was
had
on
some sort of thing, did he?
the night we recorded last week. That was on the Friday night, I think. So I didn't really watch that. Saw
I
like,
made
what was
notes.
announced. Did you?
Yeah. Here's the notes. Metal
on then.
Gear Solid Delta looks good. Can't wait for that. I think
Is
that's
that just
gonna
a
be great.
remake?
It's a remake, but it looked as though they've done tons to it, right? And then it did make me laugh. They had Snake versus what do they used to call it? Snake versus Monkey, right? Do you remember playing that in Metal Gear
No.
Solid 3? Anyone
I
play
didn't
it?
play it. No, I didn't
I
play
like a
it.
played it,
sub-
but
It,
didn't-
it was like a
don't
sub game. It was a sub
There's the
game.
Bomberman thing.
Right.
Isn't there? Something?
Yeah, and so they don't have the license for Xbox. So they on Xbox it's Snake versus Bomberman. And they
You
show the
literally play
clip. Have you
Bomberman?
seen the
No.
clip of it?
No.
So yeah, so the Bomberman's there, and then the whole thing just flips, and it goes down to a top-down view of a proper bomber. You're in a proper Bomberman
Oh right.
level or whatever. It looks really good. And then, I mean, yeah, I mean, I watched the trailer, and I you know me, I love Metal Gear, and just watching that trailer, and then the basically putting all the new and shiny on all those bosses, just seeing all the bosses again, it's just like, yeah, this is going to be great.
was-
They're just brilliant. Just
This is not
brilliant
a
boss
mainline
fights.
Metal Gear then, no? Snake Eater? Or is it like a spin-off or something? It's not got a
No,
number.
no, it's 3.
Oh, is it?
Metal Gear Solid 3, yeah.
Right.
Snake Eater, yeah. Yeah, it just looked really cool, and some of the graphical upgrades, and then they're working on an online mode as well, which would be nice if that gained some traction. Because what was the Metal Gear game that was released after?
It sucked.
It didn't.
No,
was,
it didn't
did.
suck. It was good.
I don't
I know what you're on about.
The
the
Metal
most
Gear
recent one.
weird zombie thing.
Yeah, Metal Gear something. I can't remember what it was called.
It was all right.
Survive. Survive. Was it
yeah,
Survive?
base building and yeah.
No, that was all right. I started it and I was like, and then I went back to it and really got into it. It was good, and the online
That wasn't a Kojima thing, though, was it?
No, it wasn't Kojima, but it was still good, and the online was excellent, but it just didn't gain any traction, unfortunately, which was a shame. It had some really cool elements into it, and I think that's a bit of a story with Metal Gear anyway, that they've always had some online stuff, but it's never got really popular. So maybe there's a chance it'll happen this time. We'll see. So
Well, this is this has nothing to do with Kojima either, because obviously he
Yeah.
doesn't work there anymore. So
so that was pretty good. I noticed that it didn't get introduced by Phil Spencer. It got introduced by Sarah Bond,
what did?
the Xbox showcase.
Oh,
She's
you
all
think
right.
he's
isn't
going?
she?
Do you? You think he's going? Do you?
I wasn't really thinking about
So
him,
maybe
but I was
just
thinking
like-
about her. She comes across very well.
Have you not seen her
Yeah.
before?
I have, but I didn't really took notice. But I think this is the first time I've really seen her present. She did a very good job. She
Sure she
carries
did.
carries herself very well, and she is not an unattractive lady. Super Meat Boy, 3D. Yeah, that looked good.
I didn't see it, but I heard about
3D?
it.
Yeah.
What,
That
third
looked good.
person sort of thing,
Yeah.
is it? Or first
Oh.
person?
Uh,
It's got to be
third
third
person.
person.
No, it's not. Sorry, it's not first person. No, it's it's not really third person either. It's more
Is
sort
it
of
like isometric-y?
isometric. Yeah, exactly.
We're still
yeah, you see.
concentrating on the Sarah Bond.
Yes.
Sorry, I still got Sarah Bond in my mind. Yeah, been a tough week. What else have I got here? Ninja Gaiden 4 looked awesome. I'm sure I'll hate it.
You won't play that.
No, I won't. But
Or is this all coming to
that-
Game Pass? All the Xbox.
That's the
stuff
thing
is?
about Ninja Gaiden games, though. Ninja Gaiden games
Yeah.
have always enticed me. I've always been
You can
the
play one
thought
now.
of them. Which one?
There's one on Game Pass. Ninja Gaiden Black was a remaster of
Oh,
one of
yeah.
the old ones. Yeah.
I think you just need to set all the difficulties to baby mode, and then I can enjoy them.
Yeah.
Right? That looked pretty good. There was a Platinum Games game in there. I didn't get a chance to figure out the title of that when I was doing my recap earlier. And there was a load of other stuff. I mean, obviously they're trotting out Fallout 76, still flying the flag for that. And
That game's sort of right shit show when it first came out.
Elder
It's
Scrolls
got legs.
Online. They were, they're trotting out all the games as a service stuff that is ongoing. But there was quite a bit of new stuff in there. The only one that really stood out to me, there was a remake of, geez, what's that one where the gun talks to you and it's all offensive and all that shit stuff? High on Life.
It's not. No, it's not a. There's a sequel, you mean?
High on Life 2, yeah.
Yeah,
They showed that. I mean, whatever.
Didn't watch it.
Actually, yeah, there were a few games like that. I was like, yeah, Outer Wilds 2, whatever. Okay. I mean, it looked okay.
Outer Wilds or Worlds? Outer Worlds 2.
Outer Worlds 2? Sorry, Outer
Yeah.
Worlds 2. Outer Wilds is
The first Outer
puzzle
Worlds
one.
was all right. I don't know. I just didn't get into it. It was
Yeah.
fine. It was,
But there was a game there that looked really interesting called The Ghosts of the Grand or
not
something
heard
like
of
that. Yeah, that one is worth. You should check the trailer out for that one. That's it called. I think I've missed out this. Ghosts of the Grand River. No, that's not it. Hang on a second. Oh,
This
good
is
prep,
good.
Fraser. It's called There Are No Ghosts at the Grand.
Fuck me, that's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But actually, it looks really good. Check out the trailer for that. I recommend that. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I.
could put it on the stream. Okay.
Yeah. So that's really what I had listed down. So there you go. I have an
It's a
answer.
cat.
That's it.
Yeah, I think Resident Evil 9 was the big thing that I saw at the end. But I haven't played 8 Village. It sounds like it. What is this? The rumours were it's going to be open world, but I don't know if that's the case. But apparently, I did see that you can play in first or third person for this new one. So
Okay.
don't know what that means really. But
It's not as though people haven't done that before.
It means you can play in first or third person.
well, I know what it means,
Yeah.
but I don't know what it means for the game. But like,
Probably not much, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
okay.
they've done that with. Haven't they
can't
done
really
that
think
with
of anything
few-
else that really came up that I was like, ooh, exciting.
Yeah.
PlayStation thing had a Lumines. Did you like Lumines? That looked pretty good. It was a bit like it's been Tetris affected. Lumines. Same
never
people that
played
made
it.
Tetris Effect. No, I think I played it once and I didn't really know what the fuck was good. I was like, what makes this so good? That everyone goes on about it, and I didn't really get on with it.
You never
I didn't
found
play it
out.
for very long. But a lot of people are excited about that. Can't think there was something else at the PlayStation one that like Shinobi remake or whatever whatever. Load of the old Sega stuff's coming out that they announced a couple of years ago. Like their remakes or revisiting the old franchises. So
Did I see something the other day? Sega are opening a new London office. Did you see that?
I didn't see that.
Yeah. Never mind then.
What would that mean? What for developing?
I have no idea.
Or just like a shop in
No,
Leicester
like
Square
an
or
office for
something?
developing. Yeah.
Why would you go into fucking London?
I don't know. They must be making some money.
Or maybe no one's
Anything
gone
else?
back to work and there's cheaper rent office space. I don't know.
I think
But just
Yeah,
pay the most
the
amount
handheld
of-
Xbox was the big thing, I think. From the Xbox side.
Uh,
And the suggestion that, I don't know who said something about this, but that Xbox might just like kind of license out their software to other
What?
manufacturers to make hardware using their sort of OS.
right, which we've been
Who-
talking about for
Who
years.
came up with that idea?
Groundbreaking.
But yeah, that sounds like that.
But
is
that's almost
moving towards
effectively
that.
what they've done with the Raw, with this handheld, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but-
They're
that's
making
exactly
that.
what I've done.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. And it sounds like they've canned their first party handheld and they're just going to get other people to make handhelds and put the Xbox
I
system
don't
in it.
understand. I mean, we keep having this conversation, and it seems to be like everyone
But
seems to be
do
fighting
you think
against
they'll
it.
go
but
the whole way about just like a home console with like Xbox system made by Lenovo or something?
I personally think it is doable. I don't know the technical ins and outs, and I'm sure a lot of smarter people than me could tell me otherwise, but I do not see why they cannot put standards in place and then communicate those standards to third-party manufacturers who have to meet those standards to put something out on the shelf to be Xbox certified, and it will run games up to a certain level, you know,
Like you
and
could have
then
a base, like a Series S equivalent made by somebody, and then someone could make like the Ultra Xbox thing that was just like $2,000 or whatever. It's basically a monster PC, but it runs Xbox only software rather than
yeah,
Windows.
yeah, and and in a couple of years' time or 3 years' time, when yours doesn't cut it and you're not able to run the games on Game Pass that you want to run, you go
You
down the
spend
shop,
another
go down to
$2,000.
Best Buy and go. Well, $2,000 is, why would that's a lot of
There's
money, but
enthusiast levels, but well, that's what we're in PCs, aren't we? Where you can buy a PC for £600 or less,
yeah,
and
or a lot
it'll
more.
play games, or you can spend like 20 grand if you want.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure you could without even really trying too hard.
Well, get a few graphics cards.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. It's interesting. It's interesting. I think it's the out for Microsoft, isn't it? I think that's the thing. I firmly believe that's their out, and if they don't take that as an out and figure it out, they'll be dead in the water, I guess, and just be a third-party publisher.
Do a Sega, yeah. Well, like Sony, his name Herman Hulst I think he was specifically asked about Xbox's strategy of going like multi-platform with their big franchises, and he was like, "It's not something that's a PlayStation are looking at the moment, and ultimately, it's probably good that Xbox games are going everywhere, but it's not something we're into at the minute." But didn't say we're going to do it.
Yeah, they still want to make money. If
But
there's money to be made, they'll do it.
like they're not. It's basically I think the gist was they're not going to release whatever the next big PlayStation game is, assuming they're actually making one that's going to be completed. It's not going to come out on PC the same day it comes out on PS5. So
Well, they
PS6.
can they?
They
I mean,
could.
that's the thing. Well, no, but they could, but they can't because they need their software to potentially sell to potentially sell consoles,
I
right?
don't know, but
That's
I've got a PlayStation 5,
ooh,
but
all right, flex.
would
Yeah.
most PlayStation owners / enthusiasts have a PC as well? Probably not. PlayStations are
No,
cool. PCs are definitely not. Well, they are, but people just don't
You
know
what? PlayStations are cool, but PCs aren't.
that. I think, well, in terms of the
I'd say the opposite.
general population, more people are likely to have gone and bought a PlayStation for playing games on than
no,
spend
right, no,
a lot more money on a
right.
PC.
No, I think
You tell them, Dave.
nearly 100% of people have got either a desktop computer or a laptop at home.
Yeah, but not
I
a
don't.
gaming one.
No, but it doesn't need to be gaming ones
It
anymore.
does.
That's the thing. It doesn't. It's like if they roll out the online stuff, literally you
Cloud
don't
streaming.
have to have cloud streaming. You don't have to
Yeah.
have the hardware. It's all done
Yeah, but people
remotely.
ain't doing that, are they? No one's
Yeah, but
doing that.
yeah, that's what this big thing is about. Is that they don't give a shit like if people have got the hardware because people know these companies know that there's a lot more people with this
An
hardware that
iPad.
has the ability to stream the content to them and then they just play. And I think that is honestly they tried it like 10-15 years ago and it failed miserably. And Xbox and PlayStation have been doing all this online stuff and they're slowly ramping up to just fucking play our games, subscribe to our systems. It doesn't matter if you've got these mega PCs that can run um, mega frames and the ray tracing and all that. We'll do it for you. Just give us some money so we can give you that content. And I think it's the same for this ROG thing. I think yes, you'll probably be able to download some of those games, but they're going to be the shit ones. Most of it is going to be
The ROG Ally is pretty powerful.
streaming.
It's more
Yeah,
powerful than Steam Deck.
yeah, but the Steam Deck's not powerful.
Mm.
Most of the games that you can play is the lowest settings, and it's not that complicated, and they know that, and people who got that, it's not expecting like a 7-inch screen to fucking be 4K and like mega graphics and everything like that. They just it's going to be these things are going to be streaming devices, and I think that's where these companies go. I don't think there's going to be new consoles now. They're going to be Like,
There's definitely going
just
to be a PlayStation 6.
I don't think there is. I think
Almost guarantee it.
if there is, it's just going to be
They
a.
can't do a PlayStation 5 Pro, so there will be a PlayStation 6.
I think it's going to be okay, PlayStation 6 thin, because it's literally going to be a streaming platform. They're going to say, buy it, and you'll get a lifetime
People ain't going for
subscription
that yet. No one's
to
going for that.
you get a lifetime subscription of like 4K, Ultra HD gaming streaming. If you don't buy a PlayStation 6 thin, then buy one of the alternative, a Philips, Sony, and then you have to pay a subscription. That's where I think this is all going.
I,
Yeah,
I'm inclined to
I,
agree.
I
I'm
don't
inclined
think
to agree with
PlayStation are going
Dave.
down that road.
I
for
don't
a
think
lot
they
of
will,
while.
but I think inevitably
They
they'll have
sell too many consoles to fucking give that
Yeah,
up.
but I don't know. I got a sneaking suspicion that your future gets to a point where the high-end games require so much technology and cost to run that you're now into a very small percentage of people who want that experience or who can afford that experience, and then your majority percentage, 80% of gamers are covered and the games that they want to play are covered by a streaming service. I think it's going to be that way in the future. I think, and then you'll be an
How long in
outlier.
the future?
You'll be
How long in the future are you talking? Like 20 years?
looking at the news today, mate, the way the world's going and tanking down fast, who knows, right? People just don't have the money that they had 5 years ago. They don't have the money they had 10 years ago. They don't have the money that they had 15, 20 years ago.
No.
We're not
Considering
getting richer.
the biggest games and the probably the games that have had the most sales, Minecraft, Roblox, Balatro, like all these mega games that are doing epic sales and everything like that. They're not. They're not. They're not graphical powerhouses. Yeah, there's a few. And they do get
But
sales and stuff in the
I've got 3 letters for you and a number.
GTA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but you're talking something that's right on our doorstep. I mean, we're sort of talking a little bit more in the future, right?
That's going to sell so many.
Right, but even GTA 6. Look,
Not...
Neil, GTA 6 is a prime example of a game that could be played on streaming. It's not going to be massively affected by a little bit of extra ping.
No.
It's immediately accessible for tons of people where they can play Xbox. Their fridge is an Xbox now, so they can go play it on their fridge if they want. It just seems to make sense now.
I don't think you can.
I think they'll want to get that game out to as many people as I don't think they would want to limit themselves to the people that have the top Xboxes or the top PlayStation Pros or something like that, because there's going to be a lot more people with a normal Xbox X, Series X, or a PlayStation 5, not a Pro, or PCs that don't have, whatever it is.
PC games are still playing 1080p, apparently.
Yeah, so. Yeah, on Windows 8. So I think the games industry are realizing that yes, I
can't see it because it sounds right. That all sounds. Oh yes, you need all this power. You need all this power. Blah blah blah. It's like, so how they're not gonna. They then need to provide all the power.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but what's fucking? But if you what's the equivalent of fucking 20 million or 70 million PlayStation 5s in the cloud going to cost Sony to run? I know they're not all on at the same time, obviously.
That's it. They only spin them up when they're needed, yeah.
But that's a fucking insane amount of tech that they need to then provide.
But if you pay a bit extra for your subscription, a subscription pro, you'll get like in front of the queue.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, how much? No, it's not happening. It's too expensive for them. You say how much it costs the end user to buy a PC or a PlayStation or whatever. That's cheaper for them than it is for fucking providing.
It's the same with
how many servers.
Same with gym memberships.
I don't know. I don't think
they're hoping that a majority of people don't use it.
I don't think you're looking at it from the right point of view. Like, first of all, right, if you take the cost for every person to own $1,000 console is not the same as Microsoft putting in place cloud-based streaming to cover the 10% who are online at any one time, right? So you automatically have a tenth of the power requirement. They don't pay the same cost. They don't have, they can buy in bulk, they can buy in cheap. They have, they're not paying the same sort of retail markups that somebody is paying on equipment. It's not the same economics by any stretch of the imagination.
I just don't see it working money-wise.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to... I mean, Microsoft have already got fuck knows how many servers. But they need more. And they all cost some money to run. The electricity costs and all that bollocks. It's just like, how much are they going to charge people?
They'll lock people.
Then they be like, I can't afford fucking £25 a month to do that. I'll just buy a console. I'll pay £10 a month.
Well, I mean, somebody's going to figure it out, right? No, I mean, you're quite right to have a counter argument and perhaps think it go. And you could be right. You could be right, Neil, even though you're not.
I'm going to be right.
Right?
Yeah. The fact is that most people just play fucking Roblox or Minecraft on them anyway, and this is just what people do. These fancy graphical games, yeah, they're great, but like when they start going on using it for multiplayer, you won't be able to do modded games on these services. So if you wanted to do that, you'd have to buy your own hardware anyway. I think that's the smart move. I think that's where they're going to go. I don't think I'd ever do it myself. Like some of these online games are alright if I just want to try them out and not download them. But like if I actually wanted to play a proper game and I was getting into it, I'd download it and use my hardware. But yeah, just having the access of getting games on people's TVs, or what they'll be is just their laptops at home. I can't see why they wouldn't want to push that out.
I think they will kind of want to, but like I say, I just think it's going to cost. Someone's going to be paying a lot of money. But if it fucks up and no one does it, they've spent all that money for nothing.
Okay. All right, Master Blackthorn, that's what you get out of us for that question. Well done.
That was good.
A bit of Welsh gets you a long way in this podcast. Just wondering, Paul says, is there some kind of massive prejudice against the rockers in the PC gaming community, as it seems that they all ever play with mods? I've read this question a few times and I haven't figured it out. I think you have, Neil.
I was like, what the fuck? And then I was like, oh yeah, mods and rockers, right? Yeah.
Oh.
And then I felt quite stupid.
Oh dear. Seriously. Well played. All right. You're not getting anywhere near the time Master Blackthorn got.
He's in the chat. He's turned up live.
All right. On that bombshell, let's move on then to what we've been doing. Go on, Neil. You got a couple in there.
What have I been doing? Oh, okay, yeah. So what have I been doing? What have I been doing? Remind. Oh, I watched a film.
What have you been doing?
I watched a film that came to Amazon Prime unexpectedly.
Oh,
wow.
Fine.
He obviously doesn't want to know about this.
Rude.
Yeah, I watched The Accountant 2, which is still at the cinema, but it's on Amazon Prime.
Right.
Weirdly. I don't know what that says, whether that was always part of the plan that it would come this early, or whether people don't want to pay 50 quid to watch The Accountant 2. It was alright. Can't really remember much about The Accountant 1. It's got Ben Affleck in it, in both of them, but John Berthnall's in the second one. I don't remember him being in the first one. He's his brother. Do you know anything about The Accountant?
No. Sounds utterly forgetful.
Well, I can sort of remember this one because I only watched it the other day.
You only just seen it. You can sort of remember it. I stand by my statement.
I remember most of it. I remember it was all right. It's like I don't know. He's an unusual guy, Ben Affleck's character. He's incredibly intelligent, but like a little bit weird. Doesn't really do people and that sort of thing. I think the first one had a lot more shooting and stuff, like a bit more action. It was a bit too much. Oh, story shit. I was like, I don't really care about this.
How about the
But-
double entry bookkeeping? How's that going? Is that good in there?
I don't think there was too much of that. There was a little bit of nerdy.
There must have been some spreadsheet action.
There was no actual. Maybe there was. I don't know.
Is this the film for the bean counters?
And there was
Yeah.
there was a moment. I was small spoiler. He was like they went into.
You can spoil it.
Because he's
it's
been
fine.
working with some like Treasury Department woman, something like that. So they go in and like check people's accounts, like.
Oh my god!
But at least the places, because there's the guy who's doing the pizza shop, and he's like going on in this scene. He's like, "Oh yeah, how many pizzas did you make last year? Blah 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 blah. So many millions or whatever." But he says, "Well, that doesn't add up because apparently you've claimed enough paper for fucking 1.5 times that amount of pizzas or whatever. So obviously you're fucking doing something dodgy." And they were like, you uncover the
Oh
human
my god!
trafficking
It
and all that
sounds
bullshit.
like the dullest.
Yeah. Anyway, it was a
Just
bit
visual-
crap,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
okay, it was all right, but it was a bit weird.
Right.
Probably not recommended. Maybe go and watch the
Oh,
first one
shit.
again. Maybe go and watch the first one because I don't remember that being that shit. But
To be honest,
was
I
a long
saw this
time
on
ago.
I saw this on Amazon Prime and I saw The Accountant 2 and I was like, oh, what was the first one? And the first one was much more highly rated than.
Yeah, I
than-
feel like the first one was all right,
Yeah.
and I can't remember a lot about it because it was a long time ago. And I was a bit like when they saw The Accountant 2, I was like, fucking hell, The Accountant 2, that's been a long time. Not as long as
What was
fucking
it?
Spaceballs, though, eh? Spaceballs
Oh,
2.
yeah.
Oh yes, that's that. I'm sure it wasn't that longer that I was talking about.
30
Spaceballs.
years ago it fucking came out. Insane.
I know. I think it was like literally this time last year. I was talking about Spaceballs, and I
Maybe.
rewatched
Could well
it,
have
and
been.
it was brilliant.
Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
were. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Spaceballs 2.
Yeah. Spaceballs is one of those movies, and Mel
I'm not
Brooks
sure it
has a
was that
few.
good.
Yeah, I agree with Neil on that one, Neil. I don't
No
recall
Glazing Saddles,
ever
is it?
thinking
The
"Is it
12-year-old
that
me
good?"
really liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
was probably like 10 or something like that when I saw it, and there were elements
all I can
of it
remember
that
is
were
combing
like,
the desert. That's all I remember from that
oh
film.
god. See, one of the only things I remember was Pizza the Hut, and then he eats bits of a Pizza the Hut when they're
No, I
talking.
don't
or
remember
whatever.
that at all.
Yeah, exactly.
The most memorable bit for me was when he went into is it Ultra Hyperdrive, and then like he accidentally went back in time and he like had to forward the DVD back to where he was. Not the DVD, the VHS. where
VHS,
he-
yeah.
yeah.
Not a DVD
yeah.
in those days.
No, but he had
Or
to forward
maybe.
it like literally on the VHS, like forward it, and then like it went too far forward, and like we're not that bit yet. And that was a bit of fourth wall break.
There's a lot of fourth wall shit in those films, aren't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mel
it'd be
Brooks still
interesting.
going. I didn't
Yeah,
know
that's
that.
what he was saying.
Yeah.
98 or
funny
something.
fact,
Yeah.
Yeah.
funny fact about that is that they actually had some unused Star Wars shots of ships leaving the Death Star that wasn't used in Star Wars, A New Hope. It was just called Star Wars when it was released. So yeah, they actually had official Star Wars shots film used in that, and that was the big joke about in the film. There was also a bit where there was the product placement. It was talking about there was a selling
Can't
the merchandise of it. They actually weren't allowed to sell merchandise of it because Star Wars had like as a condition of them using their
Oh yeah.
a parody of it and using their thing, they couldn't sell their own product. So yeah, fun fact about Spaceballs.
Interesting. Yeah, yeah. Not
Maybe I'll
that
have to
I don't
watch it
think
again.
Spaceballs was going to do gangbusters with merchandise anyway, but
No. No.
not to
Oh,
wasn't the point.
It was quite big. It's quite big around me and my friends. So,
Yes,
yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
I don't think it's no Star Wars. It's not on Disney, is it? So,
No,
well, yeah.
no.
Anyway,
Not
all
yet.
right.
Uh,
What else we got?
so last night I did something that I've not done many times in my life. Wait for sniggering. I went to the theatre.
Dude, that's too easy. That one. I'm not even going to answer it.
I was going to say something disgusting. I thought, no,
Yeah, we all
I'm
were,
better
but
than
no,
that.
it's not even worth it.
Yes, I went to the theatre to watch a play that wasn't for
Wow.
children.
How did
I
this
don't
come
think-
about?
while our
It was an
friends
adult production.
wasn't adult in an adult inverted commas adult sense. Yeah, it wasn't a sort of show I'd go to the theatre in Amsterdam to watch. Put it that way.
What? No Sticky Vicky.
There was no weird scenes like that.
Ding
no.
dongs.
I went to see.
I gotta
a
be
girl-
careful saying Sticky Vicky actually, because Dave's missus is called Vic. But I believe my sister saw Sticky Vicky when she was in Amsterdam. So there's
Okay.
anyway.
Well,
I went to the theatre in Amsterdam. Have I told you about that?
I don't
What
know.
we saw?
What did
I
you
saw
see?
things. I saw
Did you
things.
see-
Let me just.
Did you see balls?
I went to a sex show in Amsterdam. To the theatre. I'll just tell you very quickly, right? Yes, there was a lady on there who smoked a cigar with her vagina. I did see that.
Did
The
she
thing I
blow
remember
smoke rings as well?
I can't remember if she blew
She
smoke
probably-
rings, but the thing I
I
remember.
bet she did.
But I'll tell you what, it's just a funny thing. You go to these things. The thing I remember most about that was that the cigarette had a Band-Aid around the filter to stop it going mushy and whatever like that. And I was like, that's pretty fucking rank. And then the other thing, and then there was a live sex show and this guy's banging this girl, right? And my mate just screams out. He goes, he screamed out, "Yeah, go for it!" Right? Just fucking, we're all just crying with laughter. And the guy, mid pumping, turns around and just winks and gives a thumbs up to my freaking crap.
Oh, Jesus Christ! No, I didn't do that in
God.
Amsterdam.
Fucking
Didn't
hilarious.
do that. I mean, there's plenty of options there for you.
See, the
usually.
thing is, right? I've never been to any of that, and you know, it's great. But I'd have to. I don't know. It's one of those things. I know what I'm like. I'm the worst person for that kind of stuff, and I'd have to shout out like,
Would you be getting in
think-
there?
"Don't think
That's
about your
probably the worst
grandmother,"
person
or,
for that sort of
like,
thing.
Let me tell you this, Dave. If you're going into a show like that and people are doing those things on stage, don't worry about your credibility. You're okay.
But like, I don't know. I'd have to like heckle and like say,
Oh my god, it's funny.
Yeah.
You definitely would, but you're going to anyway because you're gonna have beer. It's fucking just hilarious. I would never
yeah.
want to go back again, but just to once, just to say you've done it, it's just fucking.
Yeah.
well,
Who was
that's
you with?
one thing.
Just
I've
mates?
never been to
Lads'
Amsterdam.
night, was it?
No.
Lads' night. Not take your
Yeah,
wife in.
that was a stag weekend.
Yeah, I don't think stag do's are appreciated in Amsterdam anymore. So
Depends
yeah.
what you're doing.
Anyway, sorry before I rudely interrupted.
Yeah,
Tell
so
us about
anyway. We went to the proper theatre, Milton Keynes, and went to watch A Girl on a Train, which has obviously been a book and a movie beforehand.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
And I haven't seen or read the book. I haven't seen
my
the
mind
film
is
or
going
read the book.
Amsterdam theater, even
Yeah,
as you're saying
yeah,
that. Girl on
yeah.
a train. Go on,
Yeah.
tell me more.
So there's no. That would have been a train on a girl, maybe. I don't know. If you're in Amsterdam.
Girl
I
in a
don't know,
train.
something like that, maybe. Oh, who
Let's
knows?
go and play- yeah, let's
Yeah.
stop there.
Anyway, yeah, let's not go there. So yeah, I haven't been to the theatre to watch something. Well, the last time, apparently, we went and watched something, and I can't even remember what it was. My wife told me. We went to see this. And I was like, did we? I don't remember that. So you sure I went to that? I remember watching The Wiggles in a theatre,
That
and
doesn't count.
The Selfish Shellfish when I was about 5, probably, or 6 at lower school. And I don't really remember going to the theatre very often other than that. Other than to see, I've seen Jimmy Carr and I've seen Harry Hill live in the theatre. But
That's pretty good.
plays, I don't really go and watch plays.
No.
It's not a musical. I definitely wouldn't be going to watch a musical because I can't stand it.
Not even
Um,
Jason and his technical.
Absolutely
Oh,
not.
don't even start me on Jason.
There was a poster for Jason Joseph in his Technicolor Dreamcoat. Jason, it's not fucking Jason, is it? That's
was-
Jason Godfrey.
Yeah, what?
He
yeah,
did it
Don-
for ages.
He
I
did it,
said
yeah,
it, and I
yeah.
thought,
You said it, I was like, hang on a minute, it's fucking Joseph.
Yeah.
Yeah, you even got me. Yeah,
Anyway.
don't start me on Joseph.
So the guy, anyway, there was a picture of the guy who's going to play Joseph, and I was like, I don't even know the fuck that is. I have no idea who that guy is. Anyway, the girl.
But you have no idea who's playing Joseph at the.
No.
that-
They had his name there, and I was like,
Yeah, where is it? Milton
I read a
Keynes.
name, and I didn't know who it was. But Laura Whit, I believe I've said that correctly, is playing the girl on the train. in this. She's famous for being a presenter on Love Island or something, which I don't watch, so I didn't know that. I didn't know her exactly. It was like, oh yeah, she does Love Island. I was like, well, that's why I don't know it then, because I've never watched that. But she was alright. She was good. And it was weird. Well, we were in the cheap seats. You'll be surprised to hear, right near the fucking top. And it's the first time I've gone into the theatre like that. And I walked through the doors into like the bit where the seats are, and I just looked down. I was like, "Fuck me, that's a long way down." And my head started to go a little bit like, "Don't like this at all." For about half an hour before it actually started, I was just like, "Don't fucking like this." It's
No,
really
you're not one
steep,
for heights.
really steep, like seating arrangement. Obviously, because you've got like we had a couple of rows in front of us, and then there was like a barrier, and then there was people like another couple of rows underneath us. And I was just like, "Don't like this. Don't like this. Not feeling great here." But then I kind of got my rational brain took over, and I was like, I got myself together, and I was like, it's fine. I'm just sitting in a chair. But then every time Lou moved her chair, the whole fucking row felt like it was moving. I was like, fuck's sake, don't like this. So that was a bit annoying. The first half an hour, and it was a bit weird watching a fit play. It was quite intimate. It was quite a small cast. There was a lot of sort of visual effects and lighting and stuff and all that cool, clever stuff going on. So it was really good overall. But what happened about literally 10 minutes from the end, when it was all just kicking off, and it's been weird because like during the play, like people come in from off the side of the stage and everything like that, and there's voices getting thrown from off the stage before they come in and things like that happening. And all of a sudden, it was like we were just watching it, and it's like you heard this help, help, help. I was like, fuck. And then the two people just walked off stage, like I'll give it about 5 seconds, and then they just walked off, and I was like, fuck's going on? And then heard this, any doctors, any doctors? I was like, oh my fucking god, what's going on? So someone sort of passed out basically in one of the lower rungs, and for about 40 minutes we had to wait for them to like be treated.
Oh, they couldn't make it just the extra 10 minutes to
Wow,
the end
it
of
was
the
just
play.
like fucking hell. I was like, oh my god, please don't tell me someone's going to fucking die in this, because that's for real going to be a weird fucking experience if that happens.
Yeah, but wouldn't they just like put announcements like, apologies, we've had to like end early, can everybody make their way?
Yeah, I guess if that had
Exit.
happened, then probably would have done that. But because she was semi-conscious, apparently, there was some woman on our row who was a doctor, got up, and her and I don't know if it was her fella or brother or whatever, they both went down, or it might have just been a work colleague. But they were like sat just along from us, so they would come up. About like 40 minutes later, she was like, "She's okay, she's alert, blah blah blah." The ambulance was there. Took them fucking another 10 minutes or whatever to fucking get her out, but she was okay. Fingers crossed, as far as we know.
Good.
But it was just very odd, like that whole like, what the fuck is going on? But yeah, she was okay in the end, and then they came out and basically just restarted the final scene, the scene that had started, and from the sort of start of that scene again, which is kind of we were like, I assume they're just going to like go back to the start of that scene, because otherwise it's going to be really weird. And it hadn't been that long, but yeah, fair play to them. They got on with it and just fucking delivered it like nothing had happened, effectively. And
What time did you get out then in the end? What was it like? 11?
Finished about 10:30, I think. So we were home. Yeah, it's quite a late one. A few people that clearly was like, "Oh fuck it, we're going." It was already like I say, it was started at 7:30 or whatever. It was about 2 hours with an intermission in the middle. Well, 2 hours plus the intermission. So it would have finished about 10 probably. But yeah, it was knocking on pretty late by the time it finished. But yeah, it was I feel like I said, if we're coming again, pay the extra fucking money and we're going down there, because I'm not fucking sitting up here again. No way. Because there was a few things like they were doing like stuff with video on the wall behind and stuff like that. It looked a bit weird because it was like there was sort of depth to the walls on the stage. So if you were sat on the level, it would have looked like all fine horizontally, but where we were sat like miles up, it was all slightly out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they were quite a long way away. Not really that far. I'm assuming if you go to the Albert Hall or something, it's fucking miles away if you're up in the cheap seats there.
Well, I think when we went to London, there's we were quite sitting next to the back, and then you can put like coins in to get like a little pair of.
Who the fuck carries coins nowadays, Dave? You can't tap
Oh,
your
yeah.
Apple Pay on there to get your fucking binoculars out now.
Yeah, it probably is now. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I did enjoy it, despite the weird fucking 3/4 of an hour unplanned intermission right at the end. That was like quite
Oh,
scary and
yeah,
freaking out a bit.
It's house drama.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah, it was
house
drama
theatre.
on top of drama.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was weird, and it was like I've never seen the film, like I say, or read the book or anything. So it's a good sort of murder
Did she
mystery.
get to where she
I
wanted
related
to
to her because she drinks a lot and has
Right.
blank bits of memory. I was like, I can relate to this. So, yeah. Anyway, Girl on Train at Milton Keynes Theatre. I assume they're going elsewhere. It was good.
How was the parking? Did you manage
There's
to pay
fucking Milton
parking
Keynes,
right?
mate, in the evening on a Thursday. There's fucking loads of parking.
Yeah, I know. It's just paying for the fucker in the
Don't
theatre
pay for it.
district.
Don't pay for it after 6 p.m.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't. Not if you parked a little bit further away.
No, you're on the wrong
Oh,
side of the
okay,
M1.
M1. Fucking, that's a
no.
long walk from there.
Neil knows where to park, so you don't have to fucking
No,
pay.
my wife knows where to park. You can walk anywhere.
Oh.
Loads of the purple, anywhere purple is after 6 p.m. It's free.
Yeah.
And don't park it in the escape bit where the snow dome is because you have to
That's the
pay there.
fucking nightmare. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get 20 minutes to go in MacD's, whatever. Innit?
That's about it. Yeah.
All right. What else we
So
got?
yeah, and then we had the quiz Wednesday night,
You won?
and we went to the quiz at the Hare Wednesday.
Did you win?
No. We were in the lead when they first did the points. It was a bit annoying to not win then, obviously. We gradually slipped down the rankings as the rounds got a bit fucking harder, and I got more and more. And we didn't leave too late. We spent nearly 100 quid at the fucking pub on a Wednesday. I was like, how the fuck
Nice.
did we spend so much money? It's like, to be fair, honestly can't remember leaving or anything. So I was well trolleyed. Made a new friend down the pub. Tad.
Oh, yeah?
Probably not a listener. But yeah, some guy just started chatting with us. And yeah, never met him before. Friend for life now, apparently.
Well, that means you've won, Neil. You know.
We didn't
can't-
win the quiz. We came third, and so we got a bottle of wine.
That's all right.
But yeah, the main thing was I got monumentally fucking trashed, and then I had to go to work at 9 o'clock the next day again. Fucking hell, I've drunk way too much, and I probably shouldn't be driving. That was at like 8:45 in the morning. I still felt I was like,
I thought he
sure I
was
should
going
be
to say it's
driving.
like half 10 at night.
No,
Like-
no. So yeah.
All right. I'll go next. I haven't really been up to much that I can think about, but on Saturday, I was standing outside actually talking to my neighbor, and we were talking about sports. She's really into sports, so we were always talking about football and the World Cup and baseball and whatever like that. And she said she'd been down to go watch the Toronto Maple Leafs, which is not the Toronto Maple Leafs hockey team, but the Toronto Maple Leafs baseball club. So there's a sort of a lower league. Yeah. So you have the Toronto Blue Jays who play in the MLB, but also there's a Canadian league, right? And the pro team there for Toronto is
Canadian league
called the Toronto Maple Leafs. And they play at a place called Christie Pitts, which is down in
What's it called?
Christie Pitts, I think it's called.
Crispy Tits.
Crispy Tits. Didn't we have this discussion already?
We talked
We did.
about. I don't remember us.
Somebody came up with
mentioning
Crispy
that.
Tits when we were talking the other day.
That was probably Matt. He was probably drunk. as well.
Yeah, so we went down there, and basically it's sort of like a public park, and the ball diamond's in there, and all the seating is basically a massive hill behind the ballpark, so you can just, and they don't charge, right? And you can take your own booze and whatever like that. So so I thought, yeah, well, we'll go down there. The price is right. We can take our own food and have a little bit of a picnic and go watch. But the main draw for us to go down there, well, there are two main draws. One for something to go and do, and it was a nice day out. But the other thing is they have signed a female pitcher from Japan. So I believe her name was Ayami Sato, I think, if I've
I think
got
we
that
discussed
right.
this before.
Yeah.
We had this conversation. I don't think there's an sound in Japanese.
Okay. Well, whatever. It's up for debate. But anyway, so we went to that to see her. She unfortunately didn't play, but she was there, and we did see her. And yeah,
So,
big draw for the.
Is that a big money deal? Was it for
I
this
think-
team that doesn't play in the proper league?
I don't know how much of a big money deal it is. I mean, I'm sure she's on probably more money than almost anyone else who's there. if not for the fact, I mean, she's obviously a good pitcher, right? She can obviously play.
Very good. They didn't bother playing her.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I don't know. They rolled out
Yeah,
three
come on,
pi- three
Fraser. Like,
three
give us the
three. p-
full. Give
They
us the
should
full
have
detail of why she did exactly why she didn't play.
I don't
How
know.
much
I
she
didn't
played.
confront them. I didn't confront the manager at the end of the game and just say, "Why didn't you send her out?"
We paid good
Um,
money. Oh no, hang on. We didn't pay any money.
Yeah, we didn't pay anything.
Yeah. We sat around and tried to watch.
But yeah, it's just neat, and it's neat that they have a female pitcher, and it's it's cool, right? I mean,
Good.
I hope she keeps up and can hold her own, and I guess she can. And I mean, it's
It's
a
just
big
throwing a fucking ball, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all it is. I mean, it's a big publicity side to it as well, of course. But
Have
yeah,
you
there's, I
ever,
don't know.
do you know how to pitch? Can you pitch?
Can I pitch? I can throw a ball.
Can you make it do
Right?
all the crazy shit that they make it do? I'm like, I
No,
watched someone
absolute-
throwing a baseball, and it was just like, whoop. I was like, how
No.
the fuck do they get the ball to do that? It's mental.
No, absolutely not. No. Actually,
It's like
Chipper
balls are
Spice.
supposed to go up and then down, not down and up.
I think Chipper Spice is our resident baseball expert, and she put me on to. She's gonna kick me. She's gonna kill me when I can't remember the name. Chipper, I apologize, but Dicky somebody was the knuckleball pitcher, and they recommended.
They throw it straight. It's really
It's
weird.
yeah. There was a documentary anyway on him
Yeah.
and how he throws or whatever, and it's really interesting. That's
Yeah.
right. They throw it straight, and it just
Yeah.
it
There's
does
no
all this
flick of the
magic.
wrist.
No,
and,
no,
and
no
that's
flick.
the key, right?
Yeah.
Because once you put spin on a ball, it gets
has a
it gets an
predictable
arc,
path, yeah.
predictable arc, right? Yeah, Dave's got it. But the knuckleball, they've perfected, I guess, a way to throw it without spin, and it just
Yeah.
goes all over the place.
And like
right?
it's because the balls
The
have
stitching,
like
is it? Is it the
stitching.
Plus
stitching?
you have the
and
seams,
all that?
yeah.
and it affects the ball randomly, and that's why it can.
That's like
seem
knuckleball is
to
what they
bobble.
was calling about fucking Ronaldo taking them weird free kicks, wasn't it? You do all this, hit the valve, and it would make it sort of reverberate for inside the ball
Right.
and make it fucking wobble and shit.
He used to toe punt it. Right, when you toe punt a ball, hit the ball basically center on with like the fucking your toe, basically your big toe, because it's got no spin. It literally just like doesn't know what to do. Yeah, it's
It's not
it
got. It's
reverberates
not
and
sentient ball.
yeah,
I don't know what
Yeah.
to do.
but yeah,
It's gonna wobble
would-
around.
yeah, but like yeah, if you watch actual people that don't know how to kick a ball and they kick a ball, toe punt it, which is blast it in the middle as hard as they can. Yeah, it does all kind of crazy shit. But Ronaldo perfected it to actually like go.
Well, he did
towards the
miss
goal.
quite a lot of free kicks, to be fair. He just takes such a lot of free kicks.
Yeah,
He
well, yeah.
scores a lot.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, baseball's interesting. I like it. I enjoyed it. It's good. Good to go to a game.
I don't like
Happens-
watching baseball. On TV, at least. It was fucking
I-
dull as fuck to watch on
Yeah,
TV.
it's it's like cricket, right? You've got to bed yourself in. You got to sit down and be prepared that you're, particularly with baseball. Baseball's a numbers game more than anything else, right? And it's
Although I'd rather watch cricket because, I don't know, there's something about them stumps flying that makes, like, it's satisfying. You know, when someone gets
Yeah.
out in cricket and they're bowled, clean bowled or whatever,
that's true.
that's
The
quite satisfying. When you just get struck out on baseball, it's like, well, that's a bit shit, isn't it?
The algorithm fed me the other day, and I watched it, and it was a YouTube video for about 20 minutes or half an hour of some 1980s English cricket victory with Gower and Gatting and Botham and all that sort of stuff. And I watched it. It was great, man. I loved it. It was
Let's
really good.
watch the highlights. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
If you
it's
don't watch
cool.
the whatever it is, 30 hours. of a
I
test
would
match.
say one of my fondest memories was Saturdays in England, where I would be summer Saturdays in England, where I was sitting on the couch and I had two TVs, and I had one small TV just to the right, one main TV where I'd be playing video games all day, and then another TV just to the right with the cricket on. There was just a point where that was just my Saturday, watching cricket for 8 hours. Right, I used to love it. Yeah, it was great.
Watching the cricket.
Yeah, I used to go to cricket quite often. My dad's a Lord's member, so I used to go.
Fancy.
Yeah,
Ain't too
So-
many of that.
no.
No.
All right, Dave, what have you been up to?
A lot. Uh, I finished watching Andor season 2.
Right.
It's fantastic. It
Yeah,
really
What
is.
Totally
makes it
got
so
on it.
good?
It's
Is it just the story is good?
like I think even if you don't like Star Wars and you're kind of Star Wars adjacent, just it is just a really good series.
Right.
Following Andor,
Yeah.
he's the main character.
What's the woman called? Jin.
Don't know,
Is it Jin? Who's in Rogue One? Something like that, isn't it?
can't remember.
Yeah, I think so.
She's
Maybe.
not in Andor then, no. He doesn't meet her beforehand. I can't remember how it works in Rogue
Don't
One.
think so.
Yeah, I gotta get on that.
I need to watch basically I need to watch Rogue One after
It just
this.
goes literally straight
Have you
into
never
it,
seen
doesn't it?
Rogue One?
I've seen it once, but when it first came out, I didn't really sort of pay that much attention to it. So I
I
want to
feel
watch
like
it again
it
now.
ends literally and it just goes straight into like Rogue One.
There's
Something that's what I heard.
kind of. But just as a series, a 2-season series, like 12 episodes each series, I think it is. But it's so well produced. A lot of money has been put into it. As a standalone story. It's brilliant. Yeah, it's really worth a watch. It's
Okay.
on Apple Plus or
No,
whatever it's
Disney.
called.
Disney.
Is it Disney? Oh,
Yeah.
one of them.
Yeah, obviously you've been
Of course
paying
it
for
is.
Disney,
Yeah,
Dave.
yeah. Oh yeah. I did have it for a little while.
Well, that counts then.
Whatever. Yeah, why not? Um,
Just recorded
I
it
would've-
while you had Disney.
I went to Disney
Yeah.
World in '83. Surely I can do whatever I want.
Yeah. No, it is a very good series. I'd highly recommend it if you haven't
I do
watched
need to
it.
get on that.
Like each, not all of them, but the majority of the episodes feel like a film or a film production in itself. In that there's just so much going on, and it's the little stories that add up to the whole, which like amount to the rebellion. And like lots of different things from different areas are coming. I really like it because I like the Star Wars series, and it gives a lot of backstory because like the original Star Wars basically just sort of went into it, and even some of the early ones, it was the rebellion's there. But this is like the people behind and the political bits behind the actual rebellion and how it started and why it started. So yeah,
Nothing to do
it's
with a
really good.
trade war, was it?
No, no, there was no trade wars. Just people completely dissatisfied
Their
about
government.
the government.
Mm.
And they
I feel like we're
were.
becoming full circle here.
It's worth a watch. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we
You
need to
know,
watch that for sure. I'm
yeah.
kicking myself a little bit that I still haven't watched it.
Yeah.
Even people
yeah.
who don't like Disney stuff like Andor, I think.
I was gonna say, even if you don't like Star Wars stuff, it's such a good story. Like because it doesn't ram the Star Wars stuff down your throat. Yeah, there's
No
now and
Jedis.
again. No Jedis. There is stormtroopers, but stormtroopers are basically military personnel. And
Right.
that's about it. There's no magic. They do say, "May the force be with you" once. That's probably the last episode.
Spoilers.
Yeah, right.
Spoilers. It doesn't really spoil anything, but it's just about oppression and
Rebellion.
what people are willing to put up with, and then what puts people over and
Breaking
why they
point.
get put
A
over.
breaking point.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a lot of
Cool.
that. So yeah, watch it.
Check it
Check
out.
it out. Yep. And then the other thing I've kind of been watching this week is Murderbot.
Which is
Yeah,
on
I'd like to
Apple
watch
TV.
this.
I watched the first 2 episodes of this.
I heard
That's all that's
though.
out, I think, isn't it?
Huh?
That's all that's out. 2 episodes, isn't it, I think.
No, it's like 6.
Was it?
I've
Yeah.
heard not a lot, but I think what I have heard was Yeah, okay.
So it's based off a book. Apparently, the book is a lot better.
No way.
Oh, yeah, I really enjoyed it. A quick synopsis of it is that a sentient robot, which is a security sort of a protector unit in the future, has broken its programming, but it doesn't want to
Doesn't want anyone to
show that
know.
it's
Yeah.
doesn't want anyone to know that it's broke its
I've seen the
programming because
trailer.
it will be dismantled, melted down, because other robots that have broken their programming have gone rogue and murdered everyone, and therefore, like it's a big security risk. But this robot has been sent off to a planet, a surveying team on the planet, and the people that it's protecting have realized it's not really following the programming. It's a bit weird, and they're skeptical about it. But it's narrated from the robot's point of view of this, so it knows, like it is a bit paranoid that they know that he's gone rogue and is not following. Yeah, there's humor in it. He likes watching space TV soaps. So like him trying to be
It's
more,
downtime.
yeah, he's supposed to be like protecting these scientists that are doing these surveys and stuff, but actually he's watching like a TV program that is downloaded beforehand.
Right.
Yeah, it's humorous and sci-fi. I tried to ask the missus to watch it, and she was like, "I'm not watching something called Murderbot."
Well, I might get my missus to watch it just because she made me watch Prime Target. Well,
So I was like, "Oh,
we've
fuck
got
it."
1 more month of £3 Apple TV. So
Yeah.
I started watching Severance season 2 the other day. I watched the first one of those.
Oh, good. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was like watching it. It's brilliant. Like I really enjoy it. It's kind of satirical, and yeah, it's got like a dark comedy about it.
Yeah.
Ticks a lot of boxes for you.
I think I could probably watch that and find
Yeah, me
it
too.
mildly amusing.
Dave's laid out our viewing for the week, hasn't he?
Yeah.
they're quite short. They're just under half hour an episode. So yeah, you can smash through them. I think there's 6 out at the moment. There might be a total of 8 or 10 in total, but yeah, it's good. It's good viewing. Yeah, it's just something a bit different at the moment, which is nice. That's
Something
about
a
it,
bit
really.
light-hearted.
Yeah, exactly. The week's gone really quickly. Just work. Like I emailed somebody on yesterday. No,
Yes, Thursday.
like Thursday, saying, "Oh, I'll see you next week." I'm like, "No, you're in the office tomorrow, aren't you? Because we arranged to meet up." I was like, "Oh shit, is it not Friday?" I was like, I'm just completely confused with days because it's gone so quick. But yeah, and been out on the bike a few times as well this week already. So
Right on.
not my
Okay.
sports bike, but just my normal bike.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll gloss over your biking just so I can move us along if you don't mind, because we're definitely running out of time, and we got holy shit, we got loads of games on there.
There's
All
a
right.
lot
Okay.
of words there. There's not that many games.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone's got to be tight with their time. All right.
Yeah. Again, I've got lots of games, not a lot to talk about it though. So.
All right. Go on then. Who wants to start? Neil.
Well, I've been playing Doom: The Dark Ages. I still just do a chapter a day.
Carrying on with that. What are you up to?
Still on Ultraviolence. I can't remember.
Okay.
I'm supposed to fight a big bad, but he wasn't there. Done a little sneaky. He left me a hologram, and then I had to fight loads of demons and died quite a few times doing that fight.
Right.
And I was definitely doing a lot of swearing because I'd nearly killed this one. There's one that, like, you do a load of minions, and then a big boss comes, and he occasionally puts up a shield, like, oh, you dick, can't do any damage while you've got your little bubble shield on. And then loads of other little minions, really fucking pathetic minions, spawn around him. which you don't normally worry about. But when you're constantly on low health and critical health, and one of them just like breathes on you, you fucking die. You're like, ah, you fuck. But yeah, I did finally do it, and that was the end of that level. I think that's as far as I've got. It continues to be a lot of fun in between the moments of fuck. That's hard. That's really annoying that I just died because I was.
You're
nearly
playing
finished
on a
that.
hard difficulty though.
I'm
aren't you?
playing at ultra violence. I don't think it's not super hard.
Right.
I believe it's the normal level. Ultra violence. I think. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm wrong. Maybe it's one up from normal. I don't know. I thought it was the normal one.
It sounds to me like that would be one up,
I don't know. I think maybe,
maybe.
but I can't remember what they're all called. There was about 5 difficulty levels. I feel like it was in the middle somewhere. Anyway, yeah. So I've done some stuff. Don't know how much you want to spoil it, but there's things that happen. You don't just run around as the Doomslayer. There's some moments that you get to do other things, which is fun. And I think I've unlocked all of the weapons. I think. Unless there's a BFG. So I ain't got one of those yet.
Don't know. All right.
But yeah, I've got a few of my favourite weapons. I like the one that zaps out electricity bolts, called the Cycler. It's quite accurate, and then you can put enemies into a state of shock, and then when you kill them, they shoot lightning out and shock some of their nearby enemies and stuff like that. And, the Shredder, that's pretty good fun. You put a load of like nails in things, and then if you chuck your shield at them, they explode. It's fucking quite satisfying. The combat in this game. There's lots of cool shit you can do.
There's lots of combos between the
loads of
guns
combos and
yeah.
relationships and stuff. Yeah, and I've got one called a chain shot. It's quite good. It just fucking shoots out a great big cannonball on a chain. Twats things in the face. It's quite
I
fun.
like it.
Yeah, it's fucking fun.
Do you suck the cannonball back again?
Yeah, but it still consumes ammo. It's like you have to have a charge ammo, I guess, basically,
right,
to make it like to fucking explode it out. I guess is the thing. But yeah, the chain comes back after you've twatted things in the face with it. It's quite fun.
Cool.
It's fun. You should play it. You've got that. You've got.
I will. I will.
So that's Doom. I ain't finished it. I will. I assume the last battle's going to be a right dick. There we go. It's fun.
Right.
Lots of upgrades done. I still like trying to rinse every single part of every level. But there was one I missed one piece of gold, and I got 99% complete. I was like, "You're kidding me?" They're usually like in a little train. I missed one piece. I was like, "You're fucking joking." I was like, "I ain't going to do that." Just fuck knows where it is. Well, it does tick everything up on a map for you. You can go into like a 3D map and it'll show everything ticked.
Yeah, Doom was always good at that.
Yeah.
I like for completionists. Doom did a good job on that on Doom 2016. I enjoyed going around and getting everything.
Yeah, it was one level I only got like 68%. I was like, I ain't fucking getting that. So that was a right dick. So, yeah, it's fun. Very much recommended.
You want to do another?
Quickly, I finished Rise of the Golden Idol, the Lemurian Phoenix DLC.
Okay. You're all caught up then with
I've done
Golden
that.
Idol.
Yeah. Golden Idol's done up to date now. That was there was one I had to fucking search it. I was like, this is driving me mental. I've been on it for ages. This one, like, it was like the second from last piece of words that you had to put in, and I was like, I've fucking been round and round, and I can't work out what this is. And then when I searched it, I was like, oh yeah, stupid. Rather than, oh, I never would have got that. It's always like, oh, fuck off. I should have fucking seen that. But the last one, I didn't have any problem with. That was fine. But yeah, it's fun, mostly. The problem is, like I say, the DLCs are coming in at the level where you finish the main game. It's like lots of things you need to think about. They give you a load of information. It's not always referenced in the puzzles that you've solved before, but there's bits you find out along the way that you might not have paid enough attention to solve the later puzzles. So that's my tip. Go back through all of the shit that you've everything that's unlocked after you've completed a scene. Maybe click on the things again when you get to the later puzzles.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's 2 of mine.
Dave?
My big Crusader Kings 3. I don't know why I started playing again. I was like, fuck it. I started playing as a random king in Spain, and it's fucking hard. It was really hard. And then it crashed. I was like, fuck this, I'm not playing it anymore. And I installed it.
Boo.
Yeah. So I played it for about 4 hours, over 2 sessions, and I was doing alright, and it crashed. I don't know. Do you know when you just think, like you you just want to play an old game that you played before?
Yes,
So
Yeah,
I did.
occasionally.
every
I know.
night.
I know.
Yeah.
It's the same
I
game.
played one earlier,
Yeah.
15 minutes before the show.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, I want to play a bit of Crusader Kings 3. There has been some updates and changes. So, but I don't know if it's fruit like because I've noticed a few other people on my friends
Just
list in Steam played.
remind me, Dave, what Crusader Kings 3 is. What type of game is that?
So it's a 4X game where you are playing the ruler of a kingdom or a state or a county or a city, and it's you progress through time and you get various options and you can wage wars to take over other people's counties or towns or cities or whatever.
Is it like,
And
it's not on a hex-based map like Civ or anything like that, is it?
it's more actual factual in that
Sort of
like
like counties,
it is
little
a
counties,
world map,
territories.
so you can go down to counties, but also go up to empires,
Hmm.
like the Holy Roman Empire and stuff. So, and it simulates all the different people controlling those and the wars they rage
But
and
it's more like Civ kind
weddings
of,
and children.
the way you
Kind
interact
of,
with the game. Like, not,
a
there's no
little
like
bit.
bits where you go into like first person, third person, and actually walk around
No,
anywhere.
there's
It's just pure.
there's no
Yeah.
direct control, and there's no direct fighting. But you are you call up your armies and you send them in
Do you
various
see the
places.
battles, or is it just literally like?
No, yeah,
Yeah,
it's all simulated. You can see the numbers, and you can see what types of enemies that you're putting towards, like archers or swordsmen or artillery.
what was the game you played? A game that was like you could see battles happening. I can't remember what that was.
Are you thinking of Bannerlord?
Maybe. Yeah, I think I
Maybe.
am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That was direct combat. You were taking control of that. But yeah, because it's Crusader Kings 3. It was I don't know. It
Was that on
called me.
Game Pass when it came out? So, is that right?
I
I'm
think it
thinking that.
was. Yeah. I think so. But I bought it on Steam, so I just downloaded it on Steam.
Yeah.
Literally just Crusader Kings. No, I can't find it. Yeah, it's on Game Pass. It's
It is
included on
still on
Game
Game
Pass.
Pass. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, still on Game Pass. So I've definitely played it on Game Pass, and but I've already got it on Steam as well. So
Fair enough.
yeah, brilliant game. But it crashed. So and I lost like
It's weird
10
that a
minutes
game
over.
crashes this far after it has been out.
Yeah, I don't know why. I suspect it's got something to do with I've played it on multiple platforms and I've had mods installed previously.
You've
So
been fiddling.
yeah. So yeah, I was just like, okay, I got my fill out of it. I got a couple of hours out of it, and I was like, yeah, okay, that's a game of Crusader Kings 3. So
Right.
but yeah, there is some more DLC and stuff out, but I haven't purchased any of that. I'm just thought, I'll get my Crusader Kings 3 out of the way.
All right.
Oh.
What else you got?
There's a game on Game Pass called Firefighting Sim: The Squad.
Oh yeah.
And I think there's a
There's a
newer game coming out.
911 and something game as well that
Yeah,
came out the
there's a
same
newer
day.
game that's coming out that's actually released on Steam, but the Firefighting Sim: The Squad was on Game Pass. I played a couple of hours in that. It's a really weird game. So, right, it's a big bag of okay. You can choose the option of driving. So you go through. So you go from the start and you choose your choose which mission you're
Type
going
of
into.
firefighter you are.
Yeah. Well, no. You go into the you choose your mission, and then you can select various options for either your AI, or if other people are coming into your game, or if you're joining the one, you can choose your role. But your role
Can
is
we
only
all play this?
we can.
Is this co-op?
Yeah,
be
it's
firefighters.
up to four player co-op. And you can choose your role, but your role doesn't actually do anything. It just suggests what you should be doing. But then you can either go directly to the mission, or you can start at the fire station and drive. Well, for me, because I was the host of most of these games, and I just had it open to like any Tom, Dick, and Harry. You drive the fire truck to the fire, but it's so boring. Like you're literally just driving around and you're whizzing around. It's
But
a bit like
don't you get to put your lights on and like
GTA4.
just drive past all the red lights and everything? And like,
Yeah,
or
but
you
you
just-
do. But it's not interesting. It's such
It's
a
fun
boring
for
part
what,
of the
5
game.
minutes?
Yeah, you do it once, and you're like, and then you do it a second time. Oh fucking hell! I've got to wait another 5 minutes while I'm driving. It's shit. That's not a very good part of the game. I'm surprised.
is
they
it
kept
because
doing
the
it.
driving shit, or is it?
It's just uninteresting. It's not
What is
like
the
it's
city like? Look shit, or like not particularly
it's
busy with
uh,
no cars, no
yeah.
traffic, no
The city
pedestrians?
looks pretty
Looks dead.
boring. There's not a
This
lot.
doesn't
There is
sound like a big bag of okay to me. This sounds like a
Uh,
big bag of
but
Shit.
you
dog
you
nuts.
actually get you get to the firefighting part, and it's pretty good actually.
Oh,
Like
okay.
you can use ladders, and you can like set the ladder up on the. You actually have to set up the ladder on the fire truck. You have to put the things down, and you go on there, and then you point in the hose, and you're doing all the firefighting on the top. But people have actually got to be in the building as well. So like if someone is on the top and taking care of the roof, people have got to go in and take care of the fire underneath. And there's a few different fire types, like electrical fires or grease fires and stuff like that.
Is there like a
And then
towering inferno?
so I've only had a
So-
few multiple level ones. A lot of the early missions are like single story or pretty basic. But when it starts getting into like like proper big house fires or multi-story, it does start getting interesting. So yeah, it's on Game Pass. It's a fun thing. I wouldn't say it's groundbreaking. This is the firefighting sim, The Squad. There is a newer game that's come out that I think that it progresses more on that. So for what it is, and it's on Game Pass, it's fun. I had a couple of hours of fun with it. But yeah,
Slightly more stressful Power Wash Simulator.
it's yeah. I wouldn't say it's stressful. It's you
Whereas
still
if you
got
get
to
into
do
it,
yeah. From the you've still got to be methodical on you're fighting fire in a particular order. There's no point just pointing your spray into the middle of the fire, because you'll just have two separate fires elsewhere and they'll spread. So you've got to go left to right. And
you learned how to be a
uh,
firefighter by playing this game.
I've worked how to gamify the firefighting in this game. So yeah, it's all right.
Okay.
Yep.
We need Pilch to give us a review.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what we need Pilch for. The fucking Barbie game that came to Game Pass.
There's a Barbie game?
Yeah.
There is, yeah.
All right. Someone's
It's
going to
right
play
up
that.
his street, that is.
Probably. It's the sort of thing he'll play and then he'll go, actually, you know what? It's really good. All right. Okay, let's keep going. I mean, Neil and I share blueprints. We can talk about that at some point, but maybe get through the detritus that's
Wow.
in front
Wow.
of me.
Are you talking about Dave stuff or my stuff?
Pretty much Dave stuff, yeah.
Yeah. I can. I tell you what. I'll go through my stuff now, and I'll be done.
And you'll be
Right.
done.
Yeah. Starbirds demo.
What the fuck is that?
Mario. Yeah. So Mario Galaxy. So imagine Mario
It's
Galaxy.
not going to be Mario Galaxy, is it?
No. Just imagine Mario Galaxy, your
Right.
planets with 3D
Mhm.
designs, and
But
you've
it's
got
shit.
to. That is shit, yeah. But you've got to mine resources on a 3D planet and then export them off. But exporting them off the planet, you can set up lines to import them onto those resources onto other planets, and then create a factory and then
Ugh.
export them.
No wonder he's a factory. Yeah, there we go. Is this a
Yeah.
mobile game?
Yeah, maybe it should be. It's on PC. It's on Next Fest. So I just downloaded it
Yeah,
and
there's
played it.
loads of random demos in there.
There's loads of random demos. Yeah, if you like production chains and Mario Galaxy.
I think if you liked Mario Galaxy, you know.
Um,
It's
Yeah,
the
you
other
need to
thing,
like
maybe.
like if you like
it
production chains and
Yeah.
planets.
yeah, it's quite
And
cartoony. There is story about it, and they are quite trying to be quite cutesy. So there's that. Um, the
okay.
other one of the other games, Discount demo.
What could this
Uh,
be?
that was.
You don't even
God.
remember what it is. You're gonna have to look it up.
So no. So that game was. I'm trying to think of the game that is basically ripping off. Not Stardew Valley. Oh my God's sake, I can't fucking.
Moon- What there was Moonlighter where you were like the shopkeeper.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. It's a shopkeeper simulator, where you buy resources, but you take over this store because your grandmother's died or something like that, some stupid reason, and then you start selling items through this, and you manage the store, and you buy items and you sell items, and then it gets more complicated. To be honest, I didn't play much of it. It was so boring. Um, uh, but it's on Game Pass. It's a
Is
demo.
it discount or is it called discounty?
Discounty. Yeah, I
Right.
think I mistyped that. Um,
Probably auto corrected for you, Dave. That's why I'm
maybe.
giving you a get over.
Yeah.
No, I just did a
Yeah.
search on it, so yeah, I was just trying to get an idea. So
Um, it's not an original idea. Like I think they could have done maybe a bit more. I don't know if it's just the fact that it's a demo and I didn't play much of it and I didn't really get it, but I played it for an hour and a half and I was like, nah, I'm not feeling it.
fair
Um,
enough. That's a good shake of the
is it
stick
Star? Is
in
it
my books.
Stardew Valley? That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking of. Yeah,
yeah.
it's kind of like that. There is like a map and a
You
world,
said at
and
the beginning it wasn't Stardew Valley.
well, it's trying to be kind of like that. It's
You
trying to
have to
be a
build
Stardew
relationships with
Valley.
your fellow
I think so.
villagers
You've got to
and
visit them, and then you've got
give
to
them
buy stuff off.
flowers.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know
Sounds
I
about
like
never did
that.
any of that in Stardew Valley, by the way.
There's a lot of stuff like the ordinary person didn't do in Stardew Valley because it was very deep, but 99% of people couldn't be asked with it.
What, Stardew Valley?
Yeah.
Really?
Listen, right? 1% of
Listen, Neil.
the 1% of the actual people that played Stardew Valley did like
All the relationship stuff.
yeah.
What about, did they actually do any farming?
I think most people did the farming and went.
Aren't you
It's a bit
supposed to go
boring.
in fucking dungeons and all that shit? I haven't
Yeah.
played it really.
Look, I think most people that played it didn't do it. Most of what you're
They
supposed
literally
to
just
do in
did the
Stardew Valley.
farming. It was like
Yeah.
tottering away.
And then went, that's boring, and then like fucked it off. There's a hardcore
Dave's taking no
percentage.
fucking prisoners tonight.
Yeah, I don't care. There's a hardcore percentage of people that actually did like most of the stuff that you could do. But yeah, again, there's there was a lot of stuff in that game that I just most people didn't see because it was behind like tens of hours of like effort. So, last game I'm going to talk about, which is another demo from Next Fest, which is Dawn Apart, which is basically a Factorio and a RimWorld clone, and it was shit.
You do
Factory.
surprise me.
Yeah, Factory. Factory in Windworld. You know,
There was
like,
one I
no,
saw that I thought might sounded quite good, and it was up your street. I can't remember what it's called though.
It was called
see,
Factory Manager.
It wasn't.
yeah, yeah. I looked at this and went, well, you know, Factorio, RimWorld, 2 games I really like. I don't like them
Jam them
together.
together. What could possibly go wrong?
A big pile of turd.
Was this a
Um,
big pile of turd?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was badly implemented, but it was
It's
just
got-
like,
I was going to say, it
No.
looks like it's got all positive reviews, but the first one is negative. Then there's some more negatives. So
Yeah, someone was
laggy, slow, and needs a better tutorial is what somebody put here.
yeah, you know, that's all true. I just don't think it's that interesting. I think it's
Yeah.
again, it's building off stuff that like people that like those games have already done and played,
And probably better, right?
yeah. So
Yeah.
you know,
I feel like I
I
should have played some of these demos now. I'm looking.
I could see the potential, and I could see what they were
Not
going
the ones you're
for.
talking about, obviously.
No. I can see the Dawn apart and the discounting. Like I can see like as a early game developer, a game developer that has not developed any other games, and like these types of games, and like I want to make a game that's a mix of all of these things and put these things together. But they've not done it as well as the people that made the original games. So you know, yeah,
You said
great
about
idea.
Moonlighter earlier when you were trying to describe this game. Moonlighter 2's got a demo.
Mm.
You know what Moonlighter was? It was like you ran a shop, but then you went dungeon hunting and all
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No.
All right. Okay, shitty game. Move on.
Yeah.
That was
That's
it. Was
I'm
it?
done. That's it for
Yeah.
me.
All right. Thanks, Dave.
Okay.
Go on then, Neil.
Right.
Push us through to the end.
I've played 2.5 hours of Hitman
minute.
World of Assassination.
I saw you were playing that. What is that? Is that a new Hitman?
No, it's the Hitman 1, 2, and 3, the most recent. It started coming out about 10 years ago or whatever.
Yeah, when they all got sort of re-released and you had access, or you
And then
didn't have
they
access.
just bundled it all together and released it as World of Assassination. So it's Hitman 1, 2, and 3, and loads of the extra bits and bobs. Because I've had it for a fucking while now. Like the James Bond. Oh, the James Bond trailer came out. That's one of the things I looked. I was like, oh, that looks okay.
Oh, yeah.
And that's in IO Interactive or whatever, who made the Hitman games. I was like, I really should get around to playing those. So I just started playing them. And I reckon it's 3 or 4 times I've played this game and not actually got past the tutorial. But I finished both tutorials. This is 2. Sort of two tutorial missions. And then I actually finished this is possibly the second time I've done the actual main first mission, and I've actually finished it. So the idea is you're a hitman. I don't know if you know it. And you have a mission in the first proper mission to kill 2 targets. And what the thing that people come back to this game is it's the replayability.
Different ways of doing stuff, right?
Yeah, so there's you can literally. I mean, you can't fucking shoot them in plain sight and fucking try and get away with it because that does not work. Not that I've tried that. In the tutorials, that's definitely gone wrong a couple of times, and I've gone to throw a spanner at somebody thinking no one else is watching. Someone else has seen me, and it all goes to shit very quickly, and you fucking get shot. So anyway, I have to kill these 2 people, a man and a woman. They're separate. They're not together. They're sort of like a couple, but they're not really. And they're sort of like arms dealer, brokers, people. And she is the real brains behind the operation. And there's like, you're walking around this like fashion show. There's a fashion show going on, and multiple times throughout the mission, if you're in the right place, you'll overhear people talking about instances that obviously is a moment that you could potentially assassinate one of your targets when they're going to meet some person or they're going to be in a certain place at this time. I missed loads of the stuff. Just fannying about, wandering around. And I was like, finally found some rat poison. So I managed to duff up a waiter in a secret place, took his clothes, binned him in a fucking cupboard.
Put him in a freezer.
Put him in a cupboard. Well, I let him have a night, sleep it off, while I walked around dressed as him, with my completely inconspicuous barcode on the back of my head, and served up a cocktail for like the bloke who he loves this particular. I can't remember what it's called. I should remember what it's called. It had a fucking stupid name. So he likes this particular cocktail. So I made one at the bar, and he'd just been walking around with his bodyguard the whole time. This like I'm fanning about. And if you follow, you can sort of follow him, and you can hear they have like little barks kind of thing. They're talking to people on the way around and stuff like that. But like if you make this cocktail, he'll come and stop at the bar. He's like, oh. But so I made the cocktail, slipped some rat poison in full view of everyone else at the bar. No one bats an eyelid because you're just the barman just making a drink, and no, it doesn't look suspicious because you're just putting drinks in a drink. And he comes along, and he takes a sip of the cocktail, and it's just like like his stomach goes, and he has to run to the toilet because it doesn't kill people. Rat poison just makes them feel shit and sick. So I was like, cool. Followed him to the toilet. Just the waiter following this guy to the toilet with his bodyguard in tow. So he goes into the toilet on his own. The bodyguard waits outside, and I'm just like, well, fuck it, I'm just going to the toilet after him. And I was like, I'm going to chuck his head down the toilet while he's chundering. But whatever happened, I think I left it too long because he just got up. And as I went to get up, I just punched him in the face. I had to like dop him up a couple of times, knock him out, and then like fucking garrote him or something to kill him, and then stuff him in a cupboard. And walk out like nothing had happened. The bodyguard didn't bat an eyelid as I walked past. And then I had to get the woman. So the woman's like, there's an auction going on, and there's a knock list, which if you've watched the Mission Impossible films, you'll know is a list of agents and their real identities and all this bullshit. It was all British agents and stuff. So they were going to auction this off at this like auction for bad people. And there was opportunities for you to disguise yourself as some of the people that go and sit down in this auction and stuff like that, but I'd missed all of those. So I was like, how am I going to get to this woman? And I found like there's a USB stick that you pick up, and if you put it in the laptop, it fucks up the auction. She comes along to check the laptop, but she kept bringing her bodyguard with her every fucking time, and I was like, I can't because there's like she walks into this office, and she walks around to the other side of this desk. But so she can see her laptop. But if the laptop was facing the other way, she could go to the other side of the desk. And there's a fucking chandelier right above that side of the desk, and there's a little wedge she just pulled and it fucking drops the chandelier off. So I'm like, I can't get her to stand there. It's quite annoying. She'd fuck off, come check the laptop, and I'd let her fuck off because I was like, how am I going to get her to do that? It'd be great if I could just like drop that chandelier on her head. And in the end, I was like, I can't fucking work out how to do this. So I waited for her to come back on the computer. And her bodyguard watches her come over, so I stood outside on the balcony, and I just shot the bodyguard in the head with my silenced pistol, and then turned around, shot her in the head, and it just fucked off. Climbed round the ledge, and got to the exit and fucked off. And I was like, could have done that a bit more finesse, I suppose, but I achieved the mission.
Got the job done. That's all right.
Yeah.
Generate the invoice. It's
exactly. Yeah, so that's as far as I've got in Hitman. But like I say, there's like at the end of it goes like ding 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 ding, like all these XP pings off, and it goes through like a big fucking page full of challenges, and if you ticked off a challenge, it'll tick it off. And there was fucking loads of ways you could kill all these people, and I'm like, Sam, I think I could be in here. There's a lot of things to do.
Where are you playing all that?
I bought it on Steam in the end. It has been on Game Pass in the past, but I don't think it's on there currently. Right. It's on sale on PlayStation at the moment. It's 23 quid, I think, for the big bundle of everything on PlayStation. I don't know if that means it's on sale elsewhere at the same time. They tend to sort of join up their sales, these third-party publishers and stuff. So it might be on sale somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, it's like now what's happened. Obviously, that Hitman, the first one, came out, and it was coming out episodically. Like they'd release like one map at a time. Yes. When 2016 or whatever, when it started coming out. I remember that, yeah. And it was a little bit controversial, but that's like the way that came out. People were literally like going through that map like over and over and over again because there was like so many ways you could do things, and little, like I say, all these snippets of conversation that you could pick up and. That add to the story and stuff like that. So it's good. And what they did was obviously like as technology improved through the time they released 1, 2, and 3, what they've done now is basically Hitman 1 is now up to the graphical detail and everything of Hitman 3, and it's surpassed what Hitman 3 was now when it came out because it's got ray tracing and all that shit. It looks fucking great now. I'm playing it on PC, obviously, but yeah, it looks fucking amazing, and it's a lot of fun being a hitman, like mooching around. Who am I going to
Yeah,
fucking
you got
duff
a
up
smile on your face while you're
duff up in
talking
the
about it.
corridor, like, and fucking like when no one's looking, nick their clothes. Like, say, yeah, did stuff one guy in a freeze. I was like, it says it's non-lethal, but I'm not sure sitting in -18 is going to be too good for you for a little while. After a little while, maybe half an hour with no clothes on, you ain't going to be too clever, are you? You might wake up actually.
So, like, I'm looking at this game. It's like the free starter pack. No, the Hitman.
Yeah, you can
free
literally play
starter.
the first tutorial basically.
Right. That's basically a demo, like
Yeah.
the first part of it. And then the World of Assassination includes 1, 2, 3
Yeah.
maps. Right.
And now they've just released new content again. Recently, they've got Le Chiffre from Casino Royale. Mads Mikkelsen is an elusive target at the moment, so you can literally just go in and he's free. You can play him as it's like a special mission basically. I haven't played any of those elusive targets. I think they might be timed. I don't know if they come around every sort of now and again sort of thing. Sean Bean was the first one they did, I think. He played somebody. But yeah, it's quite a lot of game there. There's a roguelike mode, which I haven't played.
A
Yeah,
roguelike?
Yeah, I think it's like you have to go on a run, and if you end the run, you're dead, sort of thing.
Right.
But I think it mixes up the order and stuff like that. So there's a lot of game there now. Versus obviously where it was coming out originally. So
yes,
and it's all brought up to modern sort of standards visually and everything. So pretty fucking good if you like that kind of shit. But yeah, very early days for me still. Gotta love other games.
It's on sale at the moment, isn't it?
On Steam.
On Steam.
Okay. It was like 20 odd quid on fucking PlayStation. I don't know what it is on Steam.
23.40.
Yeah, so similar. That's for the World of Assassination bundle, is it?
That's the special promotion, just World of Assassination. Apparently there is that's 60% off. It should be nearly 50 quid.
Yeah.
There's a part 1, there's a deluxe edition and a bundle. Oh yeah, there's loads of different things. So
yeah, you can buy loads of cosmetics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you want, but I mean,
yeah. You didn't throw any suitcases at people or anything?
No, I know
Not
that.
briefcases.
Briefcases. There's a homing briefcase. I don't know if it's
Yes.
you have to do it in a specific moment or something. I remember that being a thing where it would literally launch a briefcase. It would just follow your target until it hit them. But yeah, I haven't done that. But it's a lot of fun and a lot of like mooching around, being sneaky.
Right.
Bit of a change of pace from Doom.
Certainly. All right, what else?
Played a few rounds of Elden Ring Night Rain over the week. Racked up quite a few hours actually. Still haven't beat that first boss.
Every time I saw you online, you were playing that.
I haven't beat that first boss yet. We got fucking really close one game. I was like, oh fuck. We got to the point where it's like, so quick recap. It's a 3-day.
Found anyone to play with yet?
I haven't. No one I chat with. No.
Oh.
So you have to play it. Yeah. So your first day, you're running around like Billy-O trying to fucking kill as much shit as possible to get up levels and find some good gear. Similar thing day 2. At the end of day 1, there's a boss. Same thing again for day 2. Day 3, you're straight into the boss battle. There's no running around anymore. You finish day 2 boss, and there's like a weird gloopy thing left behind, and you can go into this different weird area. And that's where you fight the 3rd day boss, the big boss. And yeah,
you still haven't finished the big boss.
I haven't finished that first big boss. Once you've done that, it unlocks quite a few, and you can choose which one to go for. Apparently, I wouldn't know because I ain't done it. But yeah, the combat's all there. It's all there, and the more I play, it's becoming a bit there's just a lot. There's almost like a checklist of things you need to do. Like you need to go and visit as many churches as possible because every time you go to the altar at a church, you get an extra flask to heal with, which can be a big difference. Like the amount of times I've gone there and I go, fuck, we didn't go to any churches. I haven't got any extra high heals, so I literally like chugged a couple of flasks and that's it, done and dusted. I can't fucking heal anymore. And there was one like we were so fucking. The first one's like a 3-headed dog, Cerberus, isn't it? Sort of thing, but during the fight, at certain stages, splits into 3 dogs. That's when it gets fucking awkward. He's got a big fucking spiky sword on a chainy thing on his tail as well, which he whips around really fucking quick as well. So you have to like do quite a bit of dodging. But the most success I've had was with the initial character, Wilder. Who's like a big sort of. They're all quite mobile, these guys now. When you're running around the world, you're just fucking sprinting everywhere, fast. It's a way completely different pace game than like Elden Ring, Dark Souls, because you're just running all the time. And a lot of the time, you're not doing that in these other games because you're being too careful. And yeah, until you know the games, that is. But yeah, that fucking boss, that motherfucker. Well, it was like group of randos, obviously. I'd gone down. A couple of them had gone down. I had a woman who was a revenant. She brings in summons. It's one of the last character you unlock so far. You have to do it like a couple of things to unlock a couple of new characters. And so there was one of her. She's like I say, she brings in like big ghosty type beasts, and they do a lot of attacking of the enemy and stuff. And then there was who's the other guy? Can't remember the other guy was. Might have been the same as me. Wilder was like a big fucking sword and a shield. And yeah, I'd gone down a couple of times and I was on my last life, and they'd only been down. I don't think they'd been down, and then fucking the two of them kept going down. I was like, "Can you stop dying? Can everyone stop dying?" Because we're like chipping away. I got them down to like quite low, and literally, I think 2 of them went down, and I was on my last. Like, if I went down, we were fucked basically. And they'd been down 3 times. So the more times you go down, the longer it takes to revive the people.
Right.
So I'd literally have to stand there and fucking wail away for a good fucking like 10, 15 seconds to get them back up. I'm like, that is.
But
not
you have
happening.
a finite. You have a finite amount of times you can go down, though, right?
Well, if you can keep going down as long as someone can get you back up. But
Right,
once
but
you've
it
been
gets
down
harder
3
each
times,
time.
it takes fucking ages to get them back up again.
Yeah.
Right.
So the problem is there, obviously, that you're the only one left, and it takes ages to revive someone. One of the archer guy, if he's got his ultimate, and you shoot one of your people, it will take like 2 chunks of the 3 off all instantly, and then you've only got to like. If you're the archer, you can run around and like just chip away, like ting ting ting. But if you leave it too long to hit someone, the bar fills back up. So
Right.
then you're fucked basically. And like the problem when there's only one of you and you've got a sword and you've got to like stand there wailing away at someone to try and get them back up, is the boss isn't fucking interested in how long it's taking you to fucking get someone up. They're
Yeah,
just
he
going to
doesn't
like
care.
absolutely cream you while you're trying to do that. I was like, well, I'm not even going to bother trying to get them up. I'm going to have to try and finish this boss myself. I did do quite a lot of good dodging and stuff, but the fucker got me, and I only had about like a centimetre of health left. I was like, fuck, you bastard. But yeah, that's why we play these games. Us psychos.
Yep.
We enjoy this torture.
You're good at playing those games.
I
and
don't know about
dealing with
that. I ain't that good. I like playing those games.
No, but
I
you
am not
like
good
playing
at
those games. That's what I mean. You have to be good at them, but you have to enjoy them, right? So-
Yeah, I do. I mean, I do swear a lot and stuff like that. And I don't swear so much playing this one. I do swear when I die, obviously, but not like.
of course.
It's weird. It's different experience to playing like your Souls, Elden Ring bosses. Where you just literally like, I have to beat this boss now, and you're just going back over and over again to the same bit, and that like can drive you a little bit potty. But when you just like, if you die, it's like, well, you've got to start from scratch again. So you get that like whole gradual build up, running around chipping away at loads of minions, who after 5 minutes you're like massively more powerful than most of them. There's a few like mini bosses that can cause you a few aggros. There's definitely some that are right dicks. And you're like, actually, I'm not even going to bother because you're probably going to kill me, so I'm going to avoid you. But yeah, it's good. Be nice to play with some people, I know.
I hear you. All right, let's finish off then with this one, Blueprints.
How many hours have you done now then?
It's not so much the hours, it's the days. So I'm up in the 90s now.
Oh, fucking hell.
Wow. Fucking hell.
And you still not done this?
No. I've made
What
some.
the
I've had some
fuck?
points. So I'll tell you what happened. There's one point. So about 2 days ago, I finally cracked a major part and got to a major area. Try not to do too many
In with
spoilers,
F?
but there's a.
Or is this, have you unlocked a thing that's a permanent upgrade,
Oh.
maybe?
I have unlocked. It's difficult to say without doing spoilers, right?
Have you
But
done something in... I don't want to spoil it for you either, see?
yeah, well, I mean, that's okay. Well, at some point we'll have a breakdown of it and whatever, and talk about it. But for right now, I'm plowing along, and I'm on the days now. I'm caning through days. One, because yes, I am playing a lot of it, but also I find a lot of my days I have a mission, and I go in to do that mission, and if I get, it seems to me I have two types of game right now. I either have a game where I do shit tons and I make a massive bunch of progress, loads of rooms, end up with more money and keys and diamonds than I know what to do with, and all the inventory of everything, and get loads done. Or I have a short game where if I can get blocked in, dead ended within the first couple of ranks, and that's okay, right? I don't mind. I just reset and go again. But I have. I'll tell you.
Most of my runs now, I'm like, I can manufacture a way to get a good halfway up most times.
Here, I'll give you some stuff. So, how much you've been out and about in the outside, right?
Yeah.
So if you come out of the downstairs and go down to overlook the chasm, right? There's a little parapet that you can overlook. Right behind that is a blocked off door with wood.
Gate. Goes
No,
clink, clink, clink.
not a gate. It looks like a blocked door like you would have inside the house. You seen that?
Probably.
Yeah.
That's a no.
But you haven't
No.
opened it though, have you?
I don't know. I've opened some doors outside.
Yeah, but this one is required. It's really difficult to anyway.
I've
the
done
point
more
is,
shit this week that I know. I was like, there was one bit that I've been to about, like, you have to get there to finish the game. And there's a bit that I've been running down this corridor, I don't know how many times. And there was a bit that I'd noticed once. I was like, ooh, it's there. And I went round there. I was like, I have no idea how to open that door. And then I was doing another run. I was like, oh, that's the same colour as that thing that I saw earlier, like ages ago. That I had. I was like, huh? But it's not got a little light on. It's got no power. I managed to get that on, and I went back to the other place. It's like, well, I could get in it now. I just did a load of stuff that I'd never fucking done before.
right? Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about.
No.
I don't even know if I found that out. And that's the thing about this game, as far as I can work out, is that I've been doing shitloads and made a ton of progress, and I still feel like I'm probably only 60%. 50, 60%, I reckon, right now. Maybe not. Maybe.
Oh, I don't think you're as high as that.
No, maybe I'm
No.
not.
I think this game's it's insanely large amounts of stuff that you can do if you choose to.
I know every room I go into, like all the chess pieces and stuff, I still have fucking no idea what to do with those. How that all fits into it.
I've found somewhere to do a chess puzzle, but I don't know how to solve it. Even though I've seen loads of chess pieces all over the place, I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing here.
Right,
I've made loads of notes on a piece of paper. Like,
yeah, and I think I think I could easily reel off like a ton of stuff that I've done that you haven't done. It's just, but like I said, it would be awesome if both of us admitted defeat and pooled our resources. That would be interesting.
I mean, I have technically I have finished. I've been to room 46, so I've finished it. But then that just unlocks a whole load of new stuff. So.
Is that the one above the is room 46 above
That
the.
is the initial objective you're given, is to find room 46.
Yeah, I don't know. Fuck knows.
So you know where the antechambers on your map, obviously, from the start.
Yeah, the antechamber. I've got into the antechamber now.
You have.
Yeah,
Okay. So you've found a thing there.
yeah. I found whatever it gave me.
Did you
and then
use that thing?
Yeah, and then I went
Okay.
to a whole new thing.
Right. Okay.
Right, and I'm down there, but I haven't finished that area by any means.
No, there's fucking loads you can do down there.
So here's what happened to me. So I was playing it the other day on Sunday, I think it was. Finally got down to that, got into the antechamber, got down there, discovered that place. And then my wife came in and I turned off the Xbox without calling it a day. And I came back and I'd fucking lost the progress that I'd made.
What? Does it not go into resume?
It didn't. I don't know what happened
Did you
and
lose
why it
power
didn't.
or something?
I don't know why it didn't do it, but that nearly finished me. That was a bit like
that would have done me. Yeah.
but
I'd have caught it at that point.
and I thought it was going to finish me, but it didn't, bizarrely. And I'm still just as hopefully addicted and quite happy just to sit down and do these runs.
Well done.
I'll tell you what I am doing. I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm making more use of the coat check now. So that is a real thing where I will put something when I finally get something that I need to figure out. I throw it into the coat check until the room I need, right? Because you don't always get what you want.
There's a thing I need to do that's really driving me quite mental. I'm like, there's some walls that look a little.
Yeah, I noticed some walls looked a bit sus
Suspect.
today.
Yeah. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I need a thing there.
Yeah, but
And
there is a thing.
The amount of times I've played that, I can't get the things I need to do the thing. And I'm like,
To make the thing.
do the thing, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's bonkers. It's bonkers. So you haven't played it, Dave? Not
Nope.
interested.
Nah, not for me.
Might be for you. You ain't tried it.
Yeah, it's quite the game, actually. And I think that was one of the most interesting things I had when I sat back and was thinking about it. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Is I feel like I've gone through a number of stages with this game of trying to figure out what it's all about. Like where I am now after 90 something days
It's
is just
mental.
it's
I haven't done that many
absolutely-
days.
It's worlds apart from where I was on those first few days and what I thought the game was and what I thought the game wanted me to do. And I still am not entirely sure that that's not going to completely shift and something else is going to change on me. But everywhere I look, in almost every room, there's an indicator of something I still haven't done. So fuck knows how long this thing could take. But I'm resigning myself to it, which is interesting, right? I'm quite happy just to jump on and keep going at it and see what happens. I desperately want to talk to somebody about it, but
You could talk to me.
Really.
I've done. I'm pretty sure you could. I'm not sure you could tell me stuff that I don't know about.
Yeah.
Either having listened to people talk about it elsewhere or done it myself.
I think there's going to be a point once I start to lose interest, and it's very possible that I start to go, all right, enough is enough. I'm not making progress now. But the problem is it keeps fucking breadcrumbing me every time I play it, and I make a little bit of extra progress, and then I'm happy to come back again.
The RNG is like there's some things that are so fucking RNG. It's just like I don't know how many times you have to play this for it to all just fit together.
Right. Well, that's the thing, right? Is that like you have your daily allowance, right? What's your daily allowance up to?
12.
Yeah, I'm about the same, right? So I've had multiple runs now where I've had a ton of money. I've ended up close to 100 coins on some of the runs. Right?
Oh yeah, I've had it like there's rooms that appear that allow you to do things and just
Yeah.
you've got so many fucking
and-
coins and so many keys.
And then
it's
as you're upgrading and you get more keys or whatever, the runs become easier. They're not quite as challenging to get through the runs, and you know what to do quickly with rooms, and your building gets better. So that aspect of it being a rogue, like with with improvement, it's just so fucking slow. Really, it's so long. That's the thing that gets me. Like I feel like the amount I've put into it, I should be done this by now.
Yeah. I feel like you should have
But
at least got to 46 by now. I don't know how you haven't, honestly.
I think it's because I get very focused on particular tasks. And so, for example, like the vault keys, right? You picked up a vault key here or
Oh,
there.
yeah. I was just like, I don't know how valuable they are.
Right. But I'll get a vault key, put it into
So,
code
like,
check,
oh.
and then I'll spend 3 or 4 days just until I can finally get a run where I get the code check back and I get the vault. And the vault
Yeah.
comes up so fucking infrequently that could be
Yeah.
10 days, right? So,
Yeah. See, my main objective initially was to get to room 46. To solve what you need to solve to get there. That was my main thing. And then I did find things on the way to doing that. But then once I'd done that, I was like, now there's all this other stuff
yeah.
that I have sort of been hinted at beforehand, and I can now do all this other stuff that is there now that wasn't there before, kind of thing.
Right.
So
Yeah. So I honestly, I don't know how much more we can talk about it. I do look forward to at some point to do a spoiler cast. We should probably get Chinny in on this as well. I don't know if he's still playing it or not.
He's not played anywhere near. He's not played anymore. He did about
No,
15 hours, got to room 46, and I think a couple of times after that, he's just done.
Yeah,
Just could see that he could just dump so many hours into it. It's just insane. He's not in a point of his life where he has the time that we have.
Well, yeah,
to
and I
just
think though this
chip away at a
benefits.
game
I'll
like
tell you
this.
what, man, this benefits totally from me having this on the Apple TV and casting it to the Apple TV, because I just go put the kettle. I go, oh, I'll make a cup of tea. Put the kettle on, fall onto the sofa, turn on the Apple TV, and start streaming it straight away.
Does it just turn on your Xbox on and everything for you now? Using that one?
No, I do have to go down to turn the Xbox on.
Well, you could probably get your app. You could get your Xbox app to do that from your phone. By the way.
Yeah, probably. I should do that. Yeah, just to save myself that. I'll consider that exercise. Like it's something that I should do.
Get some extra few steps in.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, look, that's unless you've got anything more to say on Blueprints, we'll be revisiting that anyway, and we're well over time.
I've got.
We have.
Yeah, I said basically everything I've done. I think this week.
Oh God, it's nearly 11:30. Wow.
Yeah. All right, we've well overshot. Okay, well, we've certainly delivered a show this week, presuming it doesn't shit the bed in the recording. All right, Dave, do you want to do your bit, or whoever's got shout outs and whatnot?
So thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask us questions or get involved, please contact us on our web form, which is sealpodcast.com. You can also contact us on our email, sealpodcast@gmail.com, or join us on a Discord server. A link is pinned on social media. We have YouTube and Twitch channels which you upload and stream to. Neil, shout out.
Hello. Shout outs to Mint Safe and Just Wondering, aka Paul. Pop it into the chat.
Thanking the.
Paul says, "Have a great weekend." You too.
Yep, you too. Thanks very much, guys. Okay. All right, perfect. Well, thanks very much for joining us. It's a pleasure as always. Good to chat to you guys and see you. And until next week. Yeah, certainly has. All right.
And I'm going to go and strip off because I'm fucking baking.
All right.
My computer's getting noisier, which means it's getting hotter.
Yep.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, with that image in mind, farewell.
Dave, leave his camera running. You can see it in a minute.
There you go.
Thanks, guys.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.